Monday Night Hoops presented by Krieger Ford. You're looking live at Westerville North High School here in Westerville, Ohio, where tonight your Warriors take on Phil McKnight and the Briggs Bruins as they tip off the 2026 postseason. Hi, everybody. It's Rick Cooper, the voice of the Warriors. It's great to have you with us here on the Westerville North Sports Network. Westerville North basketball is presented all season long by Krieger Ford. Krieger Ford, 1800 Morse Road in Columbus, home of the Krieger commitment. Best cars, best people, and peace of mind. Shop at KriegerFord.com today. We welcome you to the North Star Family Dental pregame show as we count you down to tonight's Mike McCoy Remax Impact opening tip. Enjoy a free whitening with a new patient exam, cleaning, and x-rays. To learn more, call North Star Family Dental at 614-682-6213 or learn more online at NorthstarFamilyDental.com. Well, we're going to tip a little bit late tonight as Briggs had a little bit of trouble getting a bus, getting out on time, and so what was slated to be a 7 o'clock tip, and that's how postseason round one is everywhere. Instead, we're going to tip tonight at about 7:20. Warriors begin their postseason run with plenty of expectations, plenty of momentum. They come into this district semifinal at 21-1 overall. They are a perfect 12-0 in OCC Capital play. They won their 11th league championship in school history and their second league title in a row. Their fourth in Shan Trusley's 13 years as the helm at the Warrior head coach. The Warriors are the number one ranked team in Division II in Central District play. They are the number 2 ranked team in the state. They have won 16 in a row entering postseason play. They have won 45 of their last 46 basketball games dating back to last season's state championship run. They last played last Tuesday night in this building when they won 84-69 against a 10-win Olentangy Liberty team. 3 Warriors finished in double figures. Tony Cornett leading the way with a double-double, 24 points, 12 rebounds on 8 of 17 shooting. Senior Elijah McCree named this past week as the OCC Capital Player of the Year. Added 23 points, 2 rebounds, and a game-high 4 steals on 9 of 17 shooting. Was 3 of 10 from way downtown. Junior Tyson Perkins dishing out a game-high 9 assists in that basketball game. Warriors enjoyed a 12-point advantage at the free throw line where they hit 22 of 25 for 88%. Liberty, as we like to say, shot well enough to win it. They shot 49% as a team, but they turned it over 20 times in the basketball game as well, and it was Parker Van Engelhoven that led the Patriots with 16 points. Say that 10 times fast. He was 6 of 16 from the field. The number 19 seeded Briggs Bruins, the opponent tonight. The Warriors will try to eliminate the Bruins for the second time in the past 4 seasons. They beat Briggs in a sectional final game, a round 2 game 3 years ago, back in 2023. The Bruins are now 1-20 overall this season. They are 0-14 in the City League South Division. They have dropped 14 in a row and have not won a game in more than 2 months. The winner of this one tonight will punch their ticket to a Division II district championship at the fairgrounds on Thursday night at 6 p.m., where they will play the winner of number 8 Watkins Memorial and number 16 Mifflin. Again, this is Monday Night Hoops. It is presented exclusively by Krieger Ford. They're the exclusive Ford dealership of the Westerville North Sports Network, 1800 Morse Road in Columbus, home of the Krieger commitment. Best cars, best people, and peace of mind. Shop at KriegerFord.com today. Thank you to Ryan Krieger, class of 2005, and brother Chris Thomas, the class of 2001 here at Westerville North. This is the North Star Family Dental pregame show as we count you down to tonight's opening tip. Should be a fun night of hoops, should be a fun postseason run, and we're excited to start with it tonight. We will be with you every step of the way, and if you've watched our postseason coverage before, you know there's different rules in different rounds of postseason play. We're allowed to go live tonight on Thursday night in the district final against either number 8 Watkins or number 16 Mifflin. They will allow us to go live with audio only, and then as soon as that basketball game ends, our on-site producer Ricky Cooper, the best in the business, adds the video component, and you'll be able to watch it as many times as you'd like, completely free of charge. We expect that that's going to be the same protocol for the regional tournament, which will be next week on Tuesday and Saturday. Tuesday at 6 p.m. and I think, going on memory, Saturday at 2 p.m. Next Saturday would be the regional final. However, having said that, if there is a game that the preferred video crew that's going to charge you $14 a game to watch, if they're not there, then we are able to go live. But we will be with this basketball team, and we will provide as much coverage as the OHSAA says, Rick Cooper, you're allowed to provide, and we'll try to do it with the best of our God-given abilities and hope you enjoy every moment of it, as hopefully it continues a couple more weeks and culminates with a state championship game in the afternoon of Sunday, March the 22nd. Quick look at tonight's injury report. It's really quick. There's nobody on it for either of these two basketball teams, so pretty healthy as we get into game 23 for Westerville North and game 22 for the Briggs Bruins. Coming up to Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway starting lineups. We'll compare these two teams statistically, but when we come back, we check in with the OCC Capital Coach of the Year. His name is Shan Trusley. He appears courtesy of Smile Doctors. We'll talk to the Warrior head coach after this 60-second timeout, courtesy of State Street Advisors. The number 19 seed Briggs Bruins in town. Not yet. They're late. 1-20 overall. Westerville North, the number 1 overall seed, 21-1. They have won 16 in a row, and boy, have they been special in this building. 11-0 this year, 9-0 last year, 10-2 3 years ago, 13-0 in 2023. So they have had a perfect record in this building 3 of the past 4 seasons, and they hope to continue that tonight and punch their ticket to a district semifinal Thursday night at 6 p.m. over at the Fairgrounds, Taft Coliseum. Again, 60-second timeout, courtesy of State Street Advisors. Shan Trusley, courtesy of Smile Doctors, is coming up next. It's Westerville North and Briggs, and there's only one place to watch it tonight. It's here on the Westerville North Sports Network. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Westerville North Sports Network. Conveniently located at 647 Park Meadow Road in Westerville, Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is ready to equip you with a comprehensive evaluation of your current financial state to assist you in planning for your future. State Street Advisors will help guide you in formulating a series of achievable steps that can help you reach your objectives. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Westerville North Sports Network. Phone 614-895-2584 or visit statestreetadvisors.com to learn more. Mark Kavanik is an investment advisor representative offering securities and advisory services through Cetera Advisors, LLC. Member FINRA, SIPC, a broker, dealer, and registered investment advisor. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity. State Street Advisors, wealth creation, preservation, and transfer. The postseason begins tonight. The number 1 seed, Westerville North, on the floor right now. The number 1 seed, Westerville North, on the floor right now, just moments away from round 1 action against number 19 Briggs. And we talk with Shan Trusley, courtesy of Smile Doctors, here on the pregame show. Again, we say thanks to Smile Doctors, 5749 Maxtown Road here in Westerville. Coach, 21-1, heading into postseason play tonight. A really good spot as the number 1 seed. But I know hearing you talking to Coach Pack, it's one game at a time, and the one game tonight is number 19 Briggs. What do you know about the Bruins?
I really like the way their kids play. They're very well coached. You can see it in film that the kids are trying to execute what Coach McKnight wants them to do. On offense, they try not to be hurried. On defense, they try to be in the right spots at the right time. So, our kids have gone over scouting report. They've watched film. They know what the mission is tonight. And so we're going to try to come out here for 32 minutes and be the best version of ourselves.
Tonight, I'm going to say it, I know you won't. Tonight, one of those games that you could probably not be at your best and still find a way to get into a district final on Thursday. And so I guess what are areas that, scoreboard, obviously most important, what are other areas you've been working on the last week that, boy, we want to take another step forward and continue making progress to get ready for Thursday and beyond?
We're trying to take care of the little things on each end, maybe the stuff that you don't see in a stat box, a box score. We're trying to take care of little things like screening and screening angles. We're trying to take care of making sure that our help meets the driver outside the paint. We're trying to make sure that all 5 guys on the floor are blocking out when they need to be. So we've been trying to fine tune the little things, taking care of the details, like I said, that maybe don't appear in box scores, and trying to get ready for a long tournament run here.
Did not play Friday or Saturday. Unusual. Haven't had a weekend off probably since Christmas, or maybe before that. What's the last week been like in practice?
We've had some really good practices. If you take a look at our schedule in the month of February, it was a lot of game, practice, game, practice, game, practice. So we didn't have a lot of practice time. So it was good to get into the gym for a week straight and to work on those things that I mentioned before. It was good to get into the gym and isolate, each kid and work on some things that they need to improve, either be it on the offensive or defensive end. So I've been really happy with the last week of practice, but now we're going to be back into that pattern where we're going to play and hopefully play again on Thursday, and then take maybe 4 days off and then play the following Tuesday. So it's going to ramp up here soon.
Talking with head coach Shan Trusley, courtesy of Smile Doctors. And as we said, 21-1 right now. You lose 3 starters from a year ago. The Division II Player of the Year, 2 McDonald's All-American nominees. But the cupboard, I know, wasn't bare. Coming back, there was plenty here. I guess question, how surprised are you with what this team has done in the regular season? And maybe the better question again is, what has surprised you the most about what this team has done here in the regular season?
As a member of the coaching staff, we try not to use the word surprised. We're really happy with what what the kids are doing. We're not satisfied by any stretch, but we knew the kids that we had coming back were really good basketball players, and it was going to be their time, their opportunity to show everybody that. We knew that Elijah McCree and Jacob Medhani and Damian King, to go along with 2 returning starters in Tyson Perkins and Tony Cornett were going to be special this year. And then we thought we had some other kids who played JV basketball for us this year, and Nate Roman and Desmond O'Canny, who were capable of doing really good things. So we were excited about this year. And 21-1 is fantastic. It's the most wins in school history for a regular season, 21 wins. No team has ever done that before. But the kids, they're not satisfied with that. They know what's ahead of them. They know the next wall they have to climb, and that's tonight.
When all is said and done, kind of one big picture, in your 15 years from now, telling somebody about this team this year to do 21-1, besides the defensive pressure and how they turn people over and how that sets up so much, what is another storyline with this team that's allowed them to do what they do and win the way they have?
They didn't rest. A lot of kids could come back coming off the season from last year and say, okay, we're pretty good, and then rest on on that, but this group didn't. And if there was a surprise, I maybe was surprised about every night and every day in practice they would come out and fight and work and get better. But then again, it really wasn't a surprise. But they've been really, really consistent with their effort. They've been really, really consistent with their coachability, and and you see the results. So we're not surprised by this. We're happy and we're not satisfied.
How satisfied are you with where this team is, though, going into round one? Are you playing your best basketball of the year?
We want to be playing our best basketball in about a month. We want to be playing our best basketball on the 21st and 22nd of March. And we know we have to grow every time we step out on the floor. We know we have to get better every time we step out on the floor, and that starts tonight. So we're going to be ready to play. Briggs is going to come in here and they're going to compete. And Coach McKnight had a fantastic high school basketball career himself, played in college, and he'll have his kids ready.
Finally, I know it's a team sport, but I also know there's individual awards that are given out and to guys that work hard, and maybe those are even more special to guys that kind of had to wait their turn a little bit. You've touched on that a couple of times. The league awards in the Capitol announced this week, and your top 7, 5 starters, first guard, first big off the bench, all get honored. Noah Hale, a scholar athlete, a senior. I guess just thoughts on that. My first question is, have you ever had your top 7 all get awards, and how pleased, how happy does that make you as a head coach for guys especially that kind of had to wait their turn and wait behind Micahs and Ties and Carter Reese's maybe and others?
It's outstanding. And again, it's another example of the work that these kids have put in, is another example of how connected they are. Elijah and Jacob and Noah Hale and Nate Roman and Desmond O'Canny to go along with Tyson and Damian and Tony to all receive some type of award. It doesn't happen very often, and I'd have to go back and look, to see if it's ever happened here at Westerville North. But I'm really happy for those kids. It's something physical that they can put their hands on, and it says they'll get either a certificate or a medal or a trophy that says they were first team, second team. So it's something they can always remember this season by.
Any other keys here? Last question that you're stressing moments before tip, or any, I guess maybe thoughts on where you sense your guys are heading into round one?
We're in a good space. We want to be organized tonight, and we want to play really hard. It's really important that we take care of those little things that we've worked on for the last week of practice. This is a chance to go out and do it against another team. So we want to be early in our help. We want to make sure that all 5 guys block out. We want to make sure we're setting good screens. We want to do all of that tonight and sort of see that payoff after a week of work in the gym.
Coach, best of luck. Always appreciate your thoughts. Thanks for being so good to us, and hopefully we're doing this again Thursday night at the Fieldhouse, but we appreciate the time.
Thank you so much.
That's head coach Shan Trusley here on the North Star Family Dental pregame show. He appears as always courtesy of Dr. Chuck Reed and the rest of the team at Smile Doctors in Westerville. We'll take a break, introduce you to tonight's Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway starting lineups. It's number 19 Briggs, number 1 Westerville North, the district semifinal here on the Westerville North Sports Network. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Westerville North Sports Network. Conveniently located at 647 Park Meadow Road in Westerville, Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is ready to equip you with a comprehensive evaluation of your current financial state to assist you in planning for your future. State Street Advisors will help guide you in formulating a series of achievable steps that can help you reach your objectives. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Westerville North Sports Network. Phone 614-895-2584 or visit statestreetadvisors.com to learn more. Mark Kavanik is an investment advisor representative offering securities and advisory services through Cetera Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer and registered investment advisor. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity. State Street Advisors, wealth creation, preservation, and transfer. Well, back here at Westerville North as we count you down to the Mike McCoy Remax Impact starting lineup. Briggs finally on the floor. We're going to tip a little bit late. Bruins had trouble getting here. They also had trouble filling out our questionnaire to help us have some nuggets on the Briggs Bruins. So we'll do the best we can tonight, and that's all we're going to say about that. The Bruins, a school of 1,000, founded in 1974. They wear purple and gold. They are Division I in all sports except football. That was pre-OHSAA expansion last year. Now everybody D2. They play out of the Columbus City League South Division, where they finished 8th in that 8-team division with an 0-14 record. Afrocentric won the division with a 13-1 mark, and Walnut Ridge was second at 12-2. Columbus South third in the City League South at 11-3. Their best year in terms of all-time success, boys basketball and football advanced to the state Final Four during the 1990-91 season when they both lost in the state semis. In terms of distinguished alum, how about Ty Howard, 1992 Briggs grad that was a Ohio State Buckeye, third-round pick of the Arizona Cardinals in the 1997 NFL Draft. He played 4 years in the NFL with the Cardinals, the Bengals, and the Titans. One previous meeting between these two teams, you got to go back 3 years to find it. It was a sectional final. Westerville North, the number 4 seed, hammered Briggs in that game 62-18. Briggs, the 48th seed, North the 4. North went to 22-2. Briggs finished up that year at 4-19. Ian Robinson, the junior, led North with 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, and a couple assists. North led that game by as many as 51 points. They forced Briggs into 25 turnovers, and we played with a running clock for almost the entire second half. Westerville North won their 11th league championship in school history, the 4th in the Shan-Trusley era. They finished 12-0 in the OCC Capital. Westland finished second at 9-3. Big Walnut finished third at 8-4. Some other postseason info out of the OCC Capital that may interest you. Big Walnut chose to play in a Division II play-in game on Thursday of last week. They beat Worthington Kilbourne and have advanced to the district semis, where they will host Canal Winchester, the 12 seed, tonight. Kilbourne, the 15, already eliminated. Westerville South, the 7, hosts number 9 Mount Vernon tonight. Dublin Scioto beat Taze Valley on the road. The 13 beat the 11, 67-62, so they get the task of dealing with the number 2 ranked team in the Central District. They are at Licking Heights tonight, and on the Division I side of things, they will play tomorrow. Delaware Hayes, the 23 seed, the bottom seed in the Division I bracket at number 2 Newark tomorrow night, and Westland, the number 10 seed, will take on Dublin Scioto. They will play, I'm going to get that right. Westland will host Groveport Madison on Tuesday night, a 10 and an 11. Those two teams played a couple of weeks ago at Cruiser Arena, and Groveport Madison won that basketball game. As we said, Afrocentric, the king of the City League South, 13-1 record. They were 18-4 overall. Where do we go from here? North wins tonight. They will play in a district final on Thursday night against either number 8 Watkins or number 16 Mifflin. That would be a 6 p.m. tip. There would be another district final in Division II after that game. They'll have 2 district champs in Division II play that night at the fairgrounds, and then 2 other district finals, including the one with New Albany in it, Licking Heights in it. Those would be over at Mount Vernon Naz on Tuesday night as well. Winners of those games advance to the regional semis. That's next Tuesday. So 8 days from now, Westerville North would play at 6 p.m. on that night, and there would be a they would either play, in all likelihood, if things play out the way they're supposed to, they would either play number 5 Big Walnut or number 7 Westerville South. The Division II regional final is Saturday, March 14th at 2 p.m. That is at the fairgrounds as well. And then the state semis and the state final all in one weekend. Saturday, March 21st at the Wright State, the state semi 11 a.m. and then the state championship game is at the University of Dayton about 24 hours later, Sunday, March 22nd at 12 o'clock p.m. Warriors got some awards this past week in the OCC Capital. I'd say they did pretty well. Senior Elijah McCree named the OCC Capital Player of the Year. Tony Cornett, Tyson Perkins named a first team all-league selections, a pair of juniors. Jacob Midhani, second team in the division. Senior Damian King, second team as well, a junior. Desmond O'Canny, the Moorhead State football recruit, a senior, honorable mention in the league. Nate Roman, a senior, special mention in the league. And you give props to Noah Hale, who gets it done in the classroom better than a 4.0 GPA. He was named the Westerville North Scholar Athlete. So you put all that together, every one of North's top 7, the guys that are in this rotation night after night, every one of them was recognized by the coaches as an all-league selection in the OCC Capital. Just a little side note on the girls' side, Casey Bohan, second team all-league. She ended up being a 3-time all-league selection. Second team this year, honorable mention, 24 and 25. Junior Gabby Gray, who had a good year, big man around the rim, special mention in the league. And junior Bryn Williams finished honorable mention in the OCC Capital as well. Casey Bohan, not only a second team all-league selection, but Casey Bohan named a scholar athlete as well. Keys to victory tonight as we talk to these coaches. You look at Briggs, and I think Briggs has to kind of break this basketball game down into chunks, and your goal is to hang around for as many chunks as you possibly can. I came up, let's do 8 4-minute segments tonight, and I think if you're Phil McKnight, you are using timeouts very lavishly, very generously, knowing you're not taking them home with you, so you might as well use them. If you have to use all 5 of them in the opening quarter to hang around and stop the bleeding and regroup, you do it. But the goal is to hang around for as long as possible. Last time these two teams played in 23, North jumped out to an 8-0 lead. They dominated the second quarter, and the basketball game was over. You talked to Shan Trussley, keys to victory all season. He said, Rick, we want to lean on our experience. He said, we learned last year how to win and how to win at the highest level. They have done that again this year. Their goal at the beginning of the year was +1 rebounding. They are +5 this year. Now, the only metric that we know that they have not hit is they wanted to be a 75% free throw shooting team, and they're at 70% right now. They are averaging 10 turnovers a game, right where they wanted to be. Their goal was to force 20. I guess they haven't hit that metric. It has gone down a little bit in recent days. They are forcing 18 turnovers a game. So those are some of the keys to victory from these two head coaches. Coop, let's take a look at tonight's Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway starting lineups. And a big, big thank you to our friends at Chick-fil-A on Polaris Parkway. The Sankis Boulevard location has moved to 1515 Polaris Parkway. And of course, that brand new Westerville location at 680 Polaris Parkway, just west of Cleveland Avenue, is now open as well. 2 brand new locations. The same great chicken, Chick-fil-A, the exclusive sponsor of tonight's opening starting lineup. And we take a look at the starters for Briggs. Brendan Brown at 1 guard, 6'2 senior, honorable mention in the league. He'll wear number 0 to Sean Ray. Number 15, 6-foot junior guard, Josh Atkins. Number 22, 6-foot sophomore guard, Marquise Sims, 5'8 sophomore, will wear number 24 and start. And Abdi Sido, a 5'11 junior, will wear number 42 and will start in that 5th spot. Phil McKnight, 44 years old, 5 wins, 39 losses in his second year as the Briggs head coach. He was special mention All-State down at Lancaster as a player, 2000 Golden Gale grad. For Western Westerville North, Tyson Perkins will start at the 1, 11.1 points a game, 4.1 rebounds, and a team best 4.9 assists. The two-guard tonight is the OCC Capital Player of the Year, two-time All-League, first team this year, and a special mention last year, averaging right at 20 a game through 22 games. Elijah McCree, 47% from the field, 41% on threes, 71 of 175. The makes and misses are team highs, and 90% is a team best among regular performers at the stripe. Jacob Midhani, second team in the league, will start at the small forward, 7.7 points a game. He'll wear number 11. He's a two-time All-League guy, second team this year. Honorable mention last year, 2.9 to 1 assist-to-turnover ratio. Tony Cornett starts at one forward, 6'5 juniors, two-time All-League, first-team All-League selection a year ago, 16.5 points, and a team best 5.7 rebounds. And Big Damian King, second team in the league, will start at center, 8.8 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, and shooting 51% from the field. The Warrior head coach is Shan Trusley, 56 years old, in year number 37 with Westerville North, 13th year as the head coach, 205 wins, 107 losses. He wins at a clip of 66%. We'll take our final timeout. We throw the basketball up next here on the Westerville North Sports Network.
Hey, Social Security, you probably don't know all the facts about it, like where your money goes, or how much your Social Security protection is worth, or how old you'll have to be to get retirement benefits, or how much you'll receive when you're eligible. But there is one way to get all the facts, and that's by calling 1-800-772-1213 for the free booklet, Basic Facts About Social Security. That's 1-800-772-1213.
That is tonight's national anthem. Best nation in the world. I will always stand for that national anthem. Those are tonight's Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway starting lineups. Download the Chick-fil-A One app and earn points with every purchase. You can use those points for rewards of your choice. Visit chickfil-a.com for more details or to sign up. Shan Trusley assisted tonight by our good friend Lawrence Pack, also assisted by Kylie Gessner in year 7. The freshman coach Jalen Hearn in his second season, worked over at Centennial for a period of time. Amal Brown is on this staff, and Ben Pack, who had another fantastic year coaching the JV team. Also Lamont Tillman, our good friend Lamont Tillman on this staff. Boy, it's the best basketball staff in Central Ohio. We may be a little bit biased, but they are absolutely outstanding. So those are tonight's Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway starting lineups. And I know we can tell you, Coop, that tonight's opening tip is brought to you by our good friends Mike McCoy and the team at RE/MAX Impact. Mike McCoy, like the Warriors, they use integrity and determination to help you buy or sell your next home. If you want a winning team when it comes to real estate, check out the Mike McCoy team at 440 Polaris Parkway in Westerville. Visit mikemccoy.remax.com to learn more. Mike McCoy and RE/MAX Impact, they are the exclusive sponsor of tonight's opening tip and every opening tip in this postseason tournament. Thank you, Mike McCoy, Luke Sullivan, and the rest of the team. We compare these teams. We don't have any statistics on Briggs. We did everything we could, I promise you, to get you nuggets and stats, and just did not happen. They would not respond to emails and text messages, so we'll do the best we can and tell you about Westerville North. They score 75.3 a game. They give up 52.8 a game. That's plus 22.5. Warriors shoot 47% from the field. Their opponents are at 44%. Westerville North, 33% on threes, 152 out of 462. That's 6.9 makes a game. Elijah McCree, the leader, at 3.4 makes a game. Their opponents are making 4.1, and they're doing it at a 28% clip. Westerville North, 70% at the stripe, 17.4 attempts a game. Tony Cornett, the team leader, at 4.8 attempts a game. Opponents only shooting 51% at the stripe, and it's because they're tired, averaging only 12 attempts a game. Westerville North, plus 5 rebounding margin. Cornett, the leader, at 5.7, 19 assists a game. Tyson Perkins, the leader, at 4.9, 13 steals. Elijah McCree, the leader, at 3.5. And in terms of turnovers, we touched on it a moment ago. Westerville North turning it over 10 times a game. McCree turns it over the most at 2.4, and they are forcing opponents into 18 turnovers a game. The winner of this game plays Thursday night at the Fairgrounds in a district final against either number 8 Watkins Memorial or number 16 Mifflin. Watkins Memorial hosting that game tonight, and we'll know that maybe by the time we get off the air. Regional semis with a win on Thursday would be next Tuesday at 6 p.m. and would likely pit Westerville North against either number 5 Big Walnut or number 7 Westerville South. The officials for tonight's game, Ben Jordan Downs is your referee, 20 years. Scott Yancey, the U1, 32 years. And Joe Ross, our U2, with 16 years. That is 68 years of experience between this 3-man officiating crew. Again, that puts a wrap on the North Star Family Dental pregame show. North Star Family Dental, if you're looking for a new dental practice that you can trust with the health of your family, North Star Family Dental is the #1 choice. They have been voted a top dental practice in Columbus by the Columbus Dispatch and voted a neighborhood favorite by Nextdoor.com. Visit NorthstarFamilyDental.com to learn a lot more. Thank you to Stephanie Dubois and the rest of the team at North Star Family Dental. So the Bruins in their purple and gold, Laker colors in town that wear the visiting purple. Westerville North, the home white with the Cardinal numbers and some gold trim. Warriors will go left to right on your screen in the opening half, and we'll try to win game number 22, win number 22 here in 2025-26 in a building that they have gone 55-4 in over the past 4+ seasons. That's from 2021-22 to current. That is a 93% winning percentage. So every team has trouble winning in here, especially teams that come in at 1-19. So the Bruins will go right to left, led by Lancaster native Phil McKnight. And again, it's Ben Jordan Downs that'll throw the basketball up. Final game in this building of 2025-26, regardless of the outcome. And it'll be Tony Cornett against Sims that will jump it up. And Ben Jordan Downs says, we got that all wrong. Let's do it again. So a little do-over here to get things underway. Official tip time at 7:21. Supposed to be a 7 p.m. tip and not much resistance there. Tony Cornett wins it, and the Warriors will have the game's opening possession. A lot of movement here. Westerville North going to take their time. Cornett thought about a 3. Over to Medhani, right side McCree. His 3 is up and in. Elijah McCree, 41% three-point shooter. For Elijah McCree, it's his 72nd made three-pointer. And there's a steal, and McCree back to Tony, put it up and missed everything. Got a little fancy with that. Elijah had a 2, tried to give it back to Tony, maybe to flush it. 3 on that left wing is no good, out of the hand of Brendan Brown. Ball on the floor, and it's taken away by Medhani. Underneath Tony, went to a reverse and laid it in. So Tony Cornett in the books with his first 2. And a foul here as kickball. I beg your pardon. It'll stay with the Bruins. Tony Cornett, second leading scorer on this team, 16.5 points a game. Younger brother Elijah running around here pregame, waiting on the Bruins to get into this gym. Must be, how old's Elijah Cornett, maybe, Coop? 6 years old? 4 years old? I don't know how old he is. I wouldn't be a good guesser at Cedar Point with one of those games, but he used the extra time to get a few more shots, and the Bruins just turned it over, and the basketball back to Westerville North. Westerville North has run off 16 in a row. The only team that could beat them was Lutheran East in a weekend in the month of December. Left side, McCree hits again. When they gave him space, and Elijah McCree hits his second triple. Allows the Warriors to set up pressure. Briggs breaks it this time. Lost the basketball on that right baseline. They're not going to say it constituted a dribble, so they could dribble it again. And finally, they drop it in, number 15 around the rim. That's T-Shawn Ray. So the Bruins are on the board after giving up the first 8 points in this game. Good pass underneath to Damian King. Boy, set up by the penetration of Tony Cornett. And Damian King, fourth leading scorer on this team at just under 9 a game. They break the pressure out of the hand of T-Shawn Ray. Ray goes left baseline to Brendan Brown, honorable mention in the City League South Division. Dropped it off and put up on the rim, no good. Battle for the rebound underneath and put in. That was T-Shawn Ray again. So Ray with the first 4 points of the game for the team in purple and gold. And Elijah McCree, I think he just can't believe how much space Marquise Sims is giving him. Kind of faced up and almost in disbelief, waited for him to close out and never did. And a 5-second violation is going to give it to Westerville North. Don't you think that's what McCree was doing? He kind of faced up and it's like, you are going to come out at me at some point. And they never did, and he raised up and tripled. Quick inbounds to Tony, and he put it in. Brendan Brown was late closing out there. Second field goal for Tony Cornett. Quickly an 11-point game, 2 minutes and 48 seconds in. Here on Monday Night Hoops, presented by Krieger Ford. They got a triple team out there, and they live to talk about it. Brown took it strong to the rim and quick and beat the defense for 2. Damian King leaking to the other end, answers with 2 of his own. Damian King with 4. 2-year varsity kid, first-year starter, and another turnover as the Bruins having all kinds of trouble behind the timeline. 17-6, and Phil McKnight uses his first timeout of this game. It's a Sheets timeout. 4:45 to play in this opening quarter here on Monday Night Hoops, presented by Krieger Ford. It is a Sheets Warriors timeout. Get great tasting food made to order with only the freshest ingredients. Why the Sheets not? Enjoy what you want when you want it. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at Sheets. You can order at sheets.com. On the scoreboard tonight, you see our good friend Fitness 19, Mike Freight, Megan Freight, Dom Freight, and Liliana. Boy, she's going to punch me in the nose sometime. I keep forgetting Liliana's name, but it's a family-friendly facility that offers the largest free weight center in Westerville, along with brand new treadmills, professional personal trainers. Fitness 19 is a fitness club geared for results. Click on the link in the comments section to learn more, to join today. We also say thanks to Stephan Family Dental in Westerville. They are proud supporters of Central Ohio High School sports, convenient hours, even evening hours in the convenient location on Westerview Drive in Westerville. Visit StephanFamilyDental.com. Penetration by McCree sets up Medhani, stepping into a 3, but no good. Offensive rebound, Tyson Perkins, and McCree hits again. Elijah McCree has 4 threes in this game already, and it's 20-6. That's a career for me. 4 threes in 3 minutes and 20. He did more in 3 minutes and 27 seconds than the entire Cooper family did. And no, I'm kidding. Boy, Mark Jackson, if he was calling this game right now, he would be screaming, hands down, man down. They have not guarded him once. McCree with a steal. Tony in rhythm, races to the rim, left the left-handed scoop short, and a rebound up high, 5'8" guard there for the Briggs Bruins. And a rebound to Briggs, looking to push. That was Isaiah Ely that grabbed that rebound. Ely with the basketball here, 5'8" senior guard. Brown lost it. Tony says, I'll take it to the other end. And with a little mini windmill, rams it in. Half dozen for Tony. 16-point game here at the midway point of the opening quarter. And another deflected pass. Cornette free throw line extended. McCree, that one he finally misses. Rebound Medhani. Mayo walked on the little left-right catch. His three no good again. So got another couple of good looks and a rebound to Briggs. Down 22-6. And a blocking foul is going to be charged here on Elijah McCree. First on McCree, and I think the first on the team, isn't it? Yes, first for either team in this game. Here comes Nate Roman, here comes Desmond O'Canny. Two guys that come off the bench. O'Canny, special mention in the league, named this week. Nate Roman, honorable mention. Chantrusly, for the most part, in big games this year, has played 7. Occasionally, they have gone with an 8th man. Tyson Cornette has been one of those guys that they have given opportunities to. Jude Bromley has seen some minutes as an 8th man, but really in the biggest games of this season, he has gone to war with 7. And one of the keys, we talk about it off the air a lot in our house, this team has had to stay healthy. When you're playing 7, not that there's not guys that could step up off the bench. There are, but when you're going to war with 7, boy, you lose 1 or you lose 2, and it's different than a team that might play 10 or 11 guys. And for the second consecutive year, somebody knock on wood right now, the Warriors have stayed extremely healthy. 22-6, 3:20 to play. Tony with a steal. It's a 3-on-3. Nice pass on the run. O'Canny weathered the storm and put it in. Kind of had a double pump as the big fella ran the floor. Averages just better than 2 a game. 18-point advantage and another near steal as Medhani anticipated well and punched it out of bounds. It'll stay with Briggs with 3:01 to play. 42, that's Abdi Sado will sit down. And they'll inbound the basketball here. Inbounding it to Ely. Ely's worried. He thinks he used his dribble on the catch. Wasn't certain, so didn't dribble it again. And now got guys dribbling behind the back, behind the timeline. Ball on the floor taken away by O'Canny. O'Canny to Medhani. Roman, his rhythm 3 is right there. Nate Roman had a career-high 9 at Kilbourne back on February the 13th, a couple of weeks ago. Boy, anything you get out of him is an added bonus and makes this team even more dangerous as Tyson slapped that out of the hand of Tashawn Ray. It'll stay here. Damian King, Elijah McCree back in, Medhani and Cornette will sit down. So your Chick-fil-A lineup, Tyson Perkins, Damian King, Elijah McCree, Nate Roman, Desmond O'Canny. They'll inbound it to Brown, who hoists a long 3 and hits. So Brendan Brown with his first from way downtown. Takes it down to an 18-point game. Warriors just a moment ago had the biggest lead of this game at 21 when it was 27-6. Brendan Brown, honorable mention in the City League South Division, senior guard, with 5 of the Bruins' first 9 points in this game. Till inbound it to Tyson. Southpaw hits a 3. So Tyson with his first triple. 18th made 3 of the year. Back up to a 21-point advantage. Under 2 minutes to play in this opening quarter. Nate Roman trying to turn the offensive player. And Coop, I'm not sure who that offensive player is. Number 10. Ricky Cooper will go to the roster and tell us exactly who that is. This is Josh Atkins trying to come into the game, but Scott Yancey says you can come in, but you got to go to the table first. Yancey in, or Atkins in. Brendan Brown will sit down with 5 points. Sent one of our assistants to the table, and somehow we did not get the name of number 10, who wasn't on the roster they sent us. And I'll make one more snide remark and say shocking. Minute 43 to play. Rasheed Johnson is wearing number 10 tonight. Marquise Sims will inbound it. Somewhere down there, Ashley Stevens, the mom of Tony Cornett, got here first in the building tonight. Former district player of the year at Beechcroft on their court side. And now they'll try it again. This time it will be the 6-foot sophomore guard, Josh Atkins. With O'Kearney defending, they try to go back door, and Tyson Perkins, former football player, anticipated. Damian No at the other end and punched out of bounds. They're going to say off of a Bruin. It'll stay here. Yeah, Tyson Perkins was a football guy early in his varsity career, broke his leg during football season, and said that was the end of that. I think after his freshman year, kind of shut it down. Played 1 year and lob underneath to O'Kearney, but missed it up close, and a rebound Briggs. Older brother Micah Young was an outstanding football player as well. As King, make that O'Kearney fell down, and they're going to get a foul here. More incidental than anything, but kind of undercut Desmond O'Kearney, and they're going to charge the foul here to number 12, Isaiah Ely. Nothing malicious there, just a guy getting on the floor and again, kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time. Ely the first on him and the first on Briggs with 1:25 to play. Tyson Cornett looking around the rim. Nothing there. Goes back out on a last-ditch resort to Nate Roman, who catches and hits another three. Nate with 2 threes off the bench, 6 points. Biggest lead of the game, 33-9. It's 24 as we near a minute to play in the quarter. Ely on that left wing. Ely looking. We'll go back out now to number 10, Johnson. Johnson now to Sims. Marquise Sims had it taken away by O'Kearney. Leaking is Tyson Perkins for 2 more. Tyson with 5, and now the lead, the biggest at 26. With 40 seconds to play in the quarter, and Westerville North dialing up some more defensive pressure. Rasheed Johnson bringing it up the floor with the dribble, goes cross court to the sophomore Atkins, picked up by Elijah McCree, who averages a team best in steals a game. Sims left side, put it up, put it in. Andy was fouled. Good strong attack by Marquise Sims. I think they're going to get O'Kearney here, aren't they? And they are. O'Kearney a little bit late, and second on the team, first on Dez, and bucket is up and in for Marquise Sims, who will look for 3 the old-fashioned way with 22.2 to play in the quarter. I like that move because he attacked it with some pace. Attacked hard to what we call in our house attacking to a spot. And then got the reach in, but could not complete the 3-point play. So the lead stays 24. 10 seconds, final 10 of the quarter. Damian King out there lingering like he's going to set a screen. Into the lane, O'Kearney. Make that left wing, O'Kearney. 3 by McCree, no good. And that's how the first 8 minutes of basketball is going to end. It has been all Westerville North. The Warriors have led by as many as 26. And they lead by 24 here at the end of 1 by the score of 35-11. Empirical Sound and Lighting is the official sound company of the Westerville North Sports Network, serving Cleveland for more than 50 years. They're now in the Columbus area as well, offering professional audiovisual services for weddings, receptions, ceremonies, and seminars. Consider Empirical Sound and Lighting for your next live event. Check out empiricalsound.com for more details. You may know Alexis Coleman is the Westerville Westerville Meyer Cake Girl, or now the former Westerville Meyer Cake Girl. But did you know that Alexis recently launched her own business? She calls it Cake Coven. It's a bakery that specializes in custom cakes and in particular buttercream designs. If you've got an idea for a cake, Alexis Coleman and Cake Coven can make it a reality. Check out some of these incredible designs. Alexis Coleman and Cake Coven is locally owned in Westerville, proud to support North Athletics, and be sure to use the promo code WNBB10 to get $10 off your next order. Again, WNBB10. Use that at checkout. Visit the Cake Coven Facebook page to learn more. And a big thank you to Drew Jones and the team at City Barbecue. They fed our crew tonight brisket, pulled pork, baked beans, mac and cheese, slaw, and of course sweet tea. Maybe you need food for a big game day event. Pick up a City Barbecue party platter. Feeds as few as 4, as many as 100. No advance order is required. Stop and see Drew Jones and the outstanding team at City Barbecue at the corner of Schrock and State. Order online at citybbq.com. Boy, they fed us good tonight. We always eat well. Thank you, Drew Jones and City Barbecue, as the Bruins empty on the opening possession of this second quarter. Nate Roman, Elijah McCree, Jacob Medhani, Damian King, Tony Cornett out there. Cornett right wing, left-handed skip pass to Roman, another skip pass to Tony. Left side McCree shows 3 and they skip it again. Briggs playing zone here. That's why so many skip passes, as Nate Roman from the left baseline just hit again. So Nate Roman has matched a career high that he set just 17 days ago. 9 at Worthington Kilbourne on February the 13th. Brown in rhythm, hits a 3. Boy, Brendan Brown has not disappointed. Honorable mention in the City League South. Medhani going to try to answer with 3 of his own, and he does. Medhani, a 31% three-point shooter, and Phil McKnight calls a timeout. It's a 27-point basketball game with exactly 7 minutes to play in this first half. It is a Sheets Warriors timeout, and a big thank you to our friends at Sheets for their continued support. Sheets, the more points you earn, the faster you climb the ranks with their point program. Go from fan to friend and ultimately freak. Visit Sheets.com for all of the details. I want to say thanks to Jason's Deli. They're the official deli of the Westerville North Sports Network, across from Cinemark Movie Theater on Gemini Place. They're the only Jason's in Central Ohio. Stop in and try the Jason's Deli Reuben Sandwich. Recently voted the #1 Reuben Sandwich in the world for a fast casual dining restaurant. Dine in and enjoy Jason's Deli, full-service salad bar, dine-in, carry-out, delivery, all available at Jason's on Gemini Place, where they are proud to give back to the community and to support tonight's big game. Tonight's restaurant of the game is the Rusty Bucket, where the neighborhood eats, drinks, and laughs, located on Polaris Parkway, just east of Cleveland Avenue. Visit myrustybucket.com to learn more. So Phil McKnight, a timeout there. 3 of them left at his disposal, and the Bruins out of that timeout not on the same page. Josh Atkins and Marquise Sims. And a turnover back to Westerville North. Inbound to Medhani. This is Tony Cornett. Creates a little bit of space with an attack and then retreats and hits a long 2. 17-footer for Tony Cornett. He's got an 8-point first half, and the lead now at 29. Remember, this gets to 35 in the second half, and we'll have a running clock. We are well on our way there. Good pass, though, by Atkins as he dropped it off to 15 to Sean Ray, who has a half dozen. Second only to Brendan Brown for the Bruins. 43-16. Roman got a pretty good look for 3, no good. And Sims the rebound. Walked after he picked up his dribble. Maybe that's justice. Ball doesn't lie. Stolen by Tony and laid in by Elijah McCree. Elijah with 14 points, and another turnover is going to give it back to Westerville North. Nate Roman is going to sit down. We get our first look tonight at Tyson Cornett, the 6'2 freshman, 2.8 points a game, 1.1 rebounds, and shooting 58% from the field. 29-point game. Right side, McCree open again. Too strong on the three, and Brendan Brown, the defensive rebound for the Briggs Bruins. Bruins 1-20. They have one win on the card. They beat a school named Ponitz Career Tech out of the Dayton area. Won that game in late December on the road. They have not won again. Not won in more than 2 months. Left side three, no good. And Elijah McCree, the defensive rebound for Westerville North. 5-on-5. Everybody back at full strength, and Medhani faces and fires and hits. Jacob with a half dozen. Lead is at 32, and they get it inbounded here to Brendan Brown. Good idea there as he skips it. They run the press breaker well there. Atkins three, hit the apparatus above the rim, and it'll go back to Westerville North. Well, I think if you're Phil McKnight, you're looking for baby steps here. You're looking for positives, and they did a pretty good job there. More passing, less dribbling as they broke the pressure there, and they got what they wanted. Josh Atkins was open after they broke the press, but just could not finish on that right wing. So it stays a 32-point game as we're under 5 minutes to play. McCree missed again. He has missed about 5 in a row after hitting his first 4. Atkins racing to the other end. Kamikaze to the rim. He laid it in. They never really fully stop basketball, and they get a steal here. Brendan Brown looking to back down McCree. The lefty, left side three, no good by Johnson. Saved by Medhani and put in at the other end. Boy, that's exactly what we saw in the Ohio State game yesterday. Didn't Tilly save the ball underneath his own basket? Medhani, they said, the announcers yesterday, you just got to let that thing go and go out of bounds. And Medhani doesn't hurt him today as McCree just hits a three, but thou shalt never save the basketball under the opponent's basket. 51-20, midway point of this second quarter. Atkins picked up his dribble, trying to throw over the pressure, and able to complete it there to Sean Ray. And Atkins on the move to the rim, scores again. Atkins with 4, and right back at him, Tony with 2 at the other end. Well, this has the feel of an NBA All-Star game this year right now. There's not much defense being played in the half court, just a lot of layups and open threes, and there's a three on the left wing by Elijah McCree. I know North is getting after it defensively, but Briggs has had some layups and advantages on the backside of that press as Brendan Brown's three, no good, and this is what we're starting to see a lot of as Tony Cornett trying a variety of dunks. This time goes backwards as he hammers it in with 2 hands, and yet another turnover. Noah Hale going to check into the game for the first time. Big senior that's headed to Ohio State where he will study biochemistry. And back into this basketball game is Tyson Perkins. We talked about the 7 guys that were named all-league selections this week. Noah Hale named a scholar athlete. You get one of those. You don't always get one. If you don't have anybody that does a good job in the classroom, nobody gets it. But Noah Hale, young man that excels in the classroom as they drop it off to Tyson Cornett for 2. 4-point-something GPA. Mom said it's weighted classes and does pretty good in them. Maybe 4.5. Will be a Buckeye next year. Good pass underneath. They attacked. Maybe the help a little bit late getting there. Tayshawn Ray with 10. And Tyson Cornett, no, at the other end. But he was fouled going to the rim, and he'll shoot 2. And Ricky Cooper telling me that the foul was committed by Brendan Brown, his first. 60-24. Winner will take on the winner of number 8 Watkins Memorial and number 16 Mifflin. First free throws of the game for Westerville North come out of the hand of the freshman Tyson Cornett, who came in at 70%, 7 of 10, fifth best on this team. Warriors have not, as far as I know, have not played either of those teams, Mifflin or Watkins Memorial, in quite some time. I talked to Jamie Caudle, the Watkins coach, as they steal the inbounds and lay it in. So Tyson with his second field goal, 4 points in the game, 62-24. He has been at Watkins year 7. He said, Rick, we have not played Westerville North in my 7 years. Watkins has had a good year. They're the only team this season that has beat Licking Heights. They've got an overtime win. I'm going strictly on memory here, which is very dangerous, but I think it was 51-50, 52-51. They beat Licking Heights in overtime, so Licking Heights the 2 seed in this tournament field, so they have done some good. Led by Eli Jessup, who we would likely see on Thursday night at 6 at the Fieldhouse. First team all-league selection. Talking about Eli Jessup. Under 2 to play in this first half. CME Federal Credit Union. Halftime report upcoming. The CME Federal Credit Union Money-Saving Minute. That ball stolen by Tyson, who went to the rim. No, but he'll get to. We're going to charge the foul here to number 10. That's Rasheed Johnson. What the men in stripes maybe didn't see, Tyson a little bit with that right hand before the foul by the Bruin. He may have created a little bit of space, but was not called, so apparently he did not do it. Tyson to the line for 2. First one is up and in. Tyson Perkins, a 6-point opening quarter. First team in the league each of the past 2 years. 3-time all-league selection. Honorable mention All-State a season ago, and you would think an award like that is coming this season as well. 40-point game, 64-24. With 1:20 to play, older brother Micah Young having himself a year up at Concord University at a career-high 39 in the month of January. Started 7 games earlier in the year. Did Micah Young as off the glass, Brendan Brown just tripled. Micah, I think about 14.4 a game up at Concord right now. D2 school, 4th best or 3rd best now on the team. Just working on that last night as O'Canny's 3 is no good. Noah Hale mixing it up, but unable to grab it, and it's knocked out of bounds off of McCree. It'll stay with Briggs. Yeah, I think the team right now, 14-14 at Concord and 10-10 in league play. Those are all going off memory with no cheat sheet, but had about a span of about a month ago, where Micah Young started 7 straight basketball games and had 39, and that one intercepted. O'Canny thought about flushing it. It hung on the rim, no good. Tyson Cornett finishes it and lays it in. Half dozen for Tyson. 66-27. 20 seconds to play, and North tagging up is what they call it defensively when they try to kind of tag team you, and this time they break it. Brendan Brown into the lane. They're going to give him some NBA continuation, I think. Yes, bucket is good for Brendan Brown, who took that one with some velocity. Waiting to see who they charge the foul on here, and they're going to charge it on Tyson Cornett. First on Tyson, first on the team here in the second quarter. Boy, good strong take by a big strong guard. Talking about 6'2" Brendan Brown. Brown bends the knees, too strong on the free throw. So the Bruins 2 free throws on a couple and 1 opportunities, and they've missed them both. 5 seconds left in the half. Does Tyson know it? Tyson spins away. Little 12-footer on the rim, no good. And that's how the first 16 minutes of basketball is going to end. Well, you may remember in this building a year ago, Whetstone came in and number one Westerville North proceeded to win by 77 points. Well, they're kind of on their way to replicating that, or pretty darn close here at the break. They have scored 66 points in 16 minutes of basketball, and they win that second quarter by the score of 31-18, and it takes us to our halftime score of 66-29 here at the intermission. As we said, coming up, the CME Federal Credit Union halftime report. We'll take a look at tonight's Turbo Wash Car Wash halftime stats, tell you a little bit more about what is going on around the rest of the OCC Capital in Division II league play, or Division II postseason play tonight. At halftime all season long, we are excited to get to share with you some money-saving tips for you and your family on the CME Federal Credit Union Money-Saving Minute. They stepped forward, said, Rick, we would love to sponsor the halftime show. Can we provide some money-saving minutes to money-saving tips to families that are watching this broadcast? We said absolutely. These money-saving minutes provide you with some options maybe to save a little bit of money. CME Federal Credit Union providing hometown service and financial options that are designed to help members thrive. 5 locations in Central Ohio, including the one at 428 South State Street in Westerville. You can learn more at cmefcu.org. And without any further ado, we give you tonight's CME Federal Credit Union Money Saving Minute.
Here with the CME Money Saving Minute. When it comes to borrowing, the best game plan is knowing the rates and avoiding hidden fees. CME Federal Credit Union keeps it simple with fair, transparent loans that help members move forward, because the right loan should put points on the board, not push you back. For details, visit cmefcu.org.
We are all searching for a place to belong, a place to fit in, a place to call home. We long for solid ground that allows us to grow far beyond our dreams, seeking guidance as we navigate life's lessons. Leaning on others' experiences to help unlock our full potential. Desiring authentic relationships, meaningful conversations, people to push us to success. Striving to define our purpose, find our mission, and following God's calling to change the world. We are all searching.
Well, back here at Westerville North, the CME Federal Credit Union halftime report. My name is Rick Cooper. It's the first of what Westerville North fans hope are 6 basketball games that culminate with the Division II state championship in about 2.5 weeks, Sunday, March 22nd at the University of Dayton. We'll talk tournament just for a moment while we have it. You may remember last year there was a week in between the state semifinal win against who? Toledo St. Francis de Sales at Wright State, and then the win against Massillon Perry in the state championship. The coaches voted this year, and they have voted to put all the state semifinals and finals into one weekend of basketball. So North, if they were fortunate to advance, would play on a Saturday morning at 11 a.m. at Wright State on March 21st in the state semifinal. And if they were to win that game, they would play the next day at 12 p.m. in the Division II state championship. I just think it's interesting. I would think that the coaches would be the ones, if they're voting, to say, no, we want the extra time. We want to dig through tape. We want to watch film. We want to build strategy. And apparently the big thing is we want to get all our basketball in one big weekend. And I get that, but it'll make it interesting for play-by-play broadcasters trying to prepare. Watkins Memorial by 20. Going into the fourth quarter, number 8 Watkins leading number 16 Mifflin by 20. So it appears that that's who the opponent will be in that district final on Thursday night at the fairgrounds. Number 8 Watkins Memorial. That's a good thing, because we've got an interview scheduled with Jamie Caudle, their head coach, at 2:15 tomorrow. And to be totally transparent, we don't even have a roster for Mifflin right now. So that is a thank you, Jesus kind of moment. Looks like it'll be number 8 Watkins and number 1 Westerville North on Thursday night. But again, we have no idea whether North will get all the way to the state semis and finals. But if you're planning ahead a little bit, it is probably good to know that it will be a Saturday-Sunday setup. So you may want to book hotel and make a weekend out of it in Dayton, Ohio. So we are in the midst of the CME Federal Credit Union halftime report. Big thank you again to CME Federal Credit Union. They are helping members reach their goals with better rates and stronger financial plays. You can learn more at cmefcu.org. And we'll take a look at scoring numbers on the Turbo Wash halftime stats here at the intermission. Bruins have had 4 different guys score. Brendan Brown has played well. He has led them with 13 points. They have gotten good minutes from Tashawn Ray, number 15. He's got double figures in 10. 4 in the first half for Josh Atkins and 2 for Marquise Sims. For Westerville North, in the first 16 minutes of basketball, they got plenty from Elijah McCree, who had his first 4 threes. Averages 20 a game coming in. And if our numbers are right, he's got 20 already in this game. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 6 threes already made for Elijah McCree. What is he from three-point range? 6 of 11 from three-point range. He's got 20 points. They get a dozen from Tony Cornett, so 2 guys in double figures. Nate Roman, 3 threes off the bench, has 9. 7 for Tyson Perkins, 6 for Tyson Cornett, 6 for Jacob Medhani, 4 in the first half for Damian King, and Desmond O'Canny had 2 points in that first half. Some other numbers that may interest you in that first half, and trying to get to some of the numbers in terms of team stuff. There it is, Coop, thank you. Westerville North, 26 of 39 from the field is what they've got North at 67%. How would you like to be the Briggs Bruins? You've got 29 points at halftime. You've hit 68% of your shots from the field, and you look at the scoreboard and you're down 37 points. That's exactly what's going on right now. Westerville North has hit 12 threes in this game. They're 12 of 20 for 60%. Briggs 3 of 8 from three-point line for 38%. So Westerville North with a 27-point advantage behind the three-point line. Battle the backboards, 10-9 advantage for Briggs. And looking at turnovers in this game, trying to look at that stat line, that's always important. Westerville North only with 3 turnovers as a team, and they have already forced the Briggs Bruins into 20 turnovers. Those are tonight's Turbo Wash Car Wash first half stats. I was trying to think back to last year, and we do a bad job. We should be telling last year's story a little bit more, but we told you they kind of had their way with Whetstone last year in this building. It was 111 to 34 was the margin in that one. 77-point win, 6 Warriors in double digits. Ty Perkins led the way with 19, and you go down that tournament run, 78-35 against St. Charles in the district championship, 66-38 against number 11 Westerville Central in the regional semis. They beat Big Walnut by 29. Big Walnut, the 5 seed. They're the 5 seed again this year, 79-50. They beat Toledo St. Francis de Sales by 21, 73-52 in the state semi. And then they put it on Massillon Perry, 78-46, a 32-point win in the Division II state championship game. That was last year's run to the Division II state championship. So 66-29 as we put a wrap on the CME Federal Credit Union halftime report. CME is proud to support families, first responders, and fans throughout Central Ohio because at CME, community means everything. Find out more at cmefcu.org. Little turnaround by Medhani as North to steal off the inbounds, and Tyson Perkins puts in 2. Well, we are now officially in a running clock above a 35-point margin, and in the second half, Jacob Medhani now with 8, Tyson Perkins with 9, 70-29. You want to see how fast a basketball game goes with a running clock? You're about to see it. Briggs still with 3 timeouts. Timeouts and an injury are about the only ways that a clock stops, and beautiful footwork there by Tony Cornett in transition. 72-29, a minute into this third quarter. Westerville North, final game on their home floor. Looks like they will go unbeaten in this gymnasium for the third time in the past 4 years. Going to go to 12-0 this year, 9-0 last year, 13-0 back in 2023. They had 2 losses in this building in 2024. Ricky Cooper, you got any guess? I know one of them, Jesse Burris and Delaware Hayes got him. Right wing McCree, his 3 no good. Cooper looked it up for us as leaking to the other end and laying it in for 2. To Sean Ray into double digits with a dozen. Somebody write it as a comment before we give you the answer. Tyson, they let him get to his left hand and he dropped it in. Atkins didn't play bad defense, but the little hesitation got him to raise his hips and never forced Tyson Perkins to his right hand. Was not Westerville South that year. Good 2-man game. Little dive to the rim, and Marquise Sims puts in 2. 74-33. Be interesting. You would think in this game that Chantrustley probably going to go 4 or 5 minutes, maybe the whole quarter with this group. In terms of the regulars getting minutes, you would expect the final 8 minutes of this game to be those hard-working guys that are on the bench that don't get a lot of opportunities. McCree went to a spectacular right-handed reverse. How did he put that one in? Elijah McCree with 22, 6 threes and 2 twos. 76-33. It's a 43-point margin as we near 5 minutes to play in the quarter. It was Olin Tangi Orange that beat him that year. December 28th of that season, and Damian King strong to the rim, no, and he'll get 2. The score in that game was 59-54 on the 28th of December, and Coop, that would have been December 28th of 2021, correct? No, 23, my bad. Damian King, 2 free throws. And the first one is up and in. Stay with me on that a minute. I've got about 19 things happening And I want to finish that thought. Damian King with 5. So we're talking the 24 season when they went 10-2. You got a 4-point loss to Olentangy Orange late December, and then you've got the loss to Delaware Hayes December 15th. And what was the score in that one? 59-58. And Burris, remember, he hit 2 free throws late in that game to win it. Damian King hits a pair of free throws, and so Westerville North, we've got them now 4 of 6 at the stripe for 67%. We've got ourselves the biggest lead of the game now at 45. 78-33. Always said if I went into announcing, I would have been a math teacher, a middle school math teacher. Thank God for that, because we're going to need some math right now as this thing getting out of hand. Right side, Medhani hits a 3. Jacob Medhani into double digits with 11. He had a career-high 20 in a win against Dublin Scioto this season. On February the 20th, he got his career high when he hit 4 of 7 threes. Lead now is 46 with 3 minutes to play in the third. And if you're just joining us, that clock running at weird spots because it doesn't stop until you get below 30 points as Tyson to the other end laid it up and in. Tyson with 13, and Chantrussley going to call a Sheets timeout here. And I think it's just to get Jude Bromley in, so they're calling it kind of a substitution timeout. And it's a Sheets timeout still, first of all, but number 2 is, I learned this from the official, the coach can call that as a substitution timeout, but if the opposing coach wants to take it as a timeout, then it's no longer a substitution timeout. But you'll see a head coach in a moment like this where he's trying to get some guys in, he'll do the traveling gesture, and then you'll see the official do it. In the college game, it's different. They can call it that and make you go right back to basketball. The high school basketball, there's no rule on stopping it just for substitutions, and they're going to get a phantom foul here on Nate Roman, who doesn't like to call. But so my point is that coach can say, hey, I want to just get subs in. Well, that doesn't exist at the high school level. If the opposing coach says, no, I want to sit down and I want to take the timeout right now, well, then they have to honor the 30 or the full or whatever was called. But I think Phil McKnight is probably ready to get back on a bus as quick as possible and says, I don't need the stoppage either. Let's get the sub in and play. Boy, Brendan Brown not going down without a fight tonight for the Bruins. 14 points, 13 of them in the first half, but it's not had much help. Tashawn Ray has 14. That's 27 of their 36. Only 9 points from everybody else as Brendan Brown puts in another. 15 in the game. Bruins 2 of 4 at the charity stripe for 50%. Final 90 seconds of this third quarter. Roman into the lane, took it to the rack and laid it in. And Nate Roman with his first 2-point field goal. Worth noting that Ben Hopkins has checked in. Hopkins, the 6'2 sophomore out there guarding the basketball right now. Trying to see who else has checked in. Is that Reem Snyder, Coop? It is, right? Left side 3 came up short. Battle into there for the rebound, and they're going to get a late foul on Desmond O'Canny, who doesn't like the call. Reem Snyder out there with Hopkins, right? Yep. And a couple of free throws upcoming here. The foul is going to be charged on Desmond O'Canny. His second on the team. First one is up and in. It's Andrew Wilson with his first points. Free throws 5 and 6. One more coming up for Andrew Wilson as that clock continues to run, and he calmly hits a pair. So now 4 of 6 at the stripe. Final 13 seconds of this third quarter. Tyson into the lane, scooped it up, no good. And a defensive rebound to Brendan Brown. Brown trying to hustle to beat the buzzer. Intercepted by Roman. Tyson to the other end, missed it up close. And the third quarter horn goes off. Well, Westerville North with 85 points in 24 minutes of basketball. They put 19 on the board in that third quarter. They outscored Briggs by the score of 19-10. And they are 8 minutes away from punching their ticket to the district final on Thursday night as they lead 85-39. So who else can we tell you about? I want to tell you for sure about Fitness 19. They are on your scoreboard tonight. Lifestyles and careers have changed over the years. Fitness 19 has too. Now offering a 24-hour member access so you can work out on your own time. Month-to-month memberships today start at only $10 down. Click on the link in the comments section to learn more to join today. Fitness 19 is a proud supporter of Westerville North High School sports. Hope you'll stick around after the game. The Romeo's Pizza post-game show. We'll take a look at tonight's post-game stats. We'll talk to assistant coach Lawrence Pack, courtesy of Smile Doctors, and we will select and talk to tonight's Ohio Christian University player of the game. Big thank you to Roosters for their support of our broadcast coverage. Enjoy Roosters award-winning wings, pizza, salads, and more. Visit Roosters locations in New Albany and Polaris. A fun, casual joint and a proud supporter of local high school sports. And one final time, we say thanks to Jason's Deli. Whether you need to feed 5 or 5,000, you can do it with Jason's. They do deliver, providing variety, value, quality ingredients you can feel good about. Jason's Deli at Polaris, 85-39. A bunch of substitutions out there for Westerville North now. Noah Hale, Tyson Cornett, Jericho Ream-Snyder. Jude Bromley is out there right now on that opposite wing. And it looks like Ben Hopkins is the other. It is. Running clock still with a 46-point game. Little pick and pop there. Now they'll go back out to 15 to Sean Ray. Good patience here by the Briggs offense, good defense by Westerville North, and the lefty. That's Rasheed Johnson with his first two. 6-foot sophomore guard makes it 85-41. Left side three by Hopkins is too strong, and a defensive rebound to big Brendan Brown for Briggs. Briggs trying to get out of the losing streak. They have lost, 14 in a row, 20 of their last 21. Lone win, 41-33 at Ponitz Career Tech down in the Dayton area back on Saturday, December the 20th. Not won a game in over 2 months, and a reach-in foul on either Ream-Snyder or we're going to get Ben Hopkins, the guilty party. Foul on Hopkins is his first on the team here in the fourth quarter. They won 4 times a year ago, 4-19, 3-11, when they finished 6th out of 8 teams in the City League. It was Afrocentric that won it this year. Columbus South was a perfect fourth. Afrocentric won it last year, too, at 14-0. Columbus South won the division 2 years ago with a 14-0 mark when Briggs went 6-17 and 4-10 in the league. Again, Johnson, no, but he'll get 2. 4-19 and 23, 8-15 in 2022 was Briggs. Afrocentric won the league that year as well. So Afrocentric, the Nubians, have won the league now 4 times in the past 5 years, and the first free throw is no good. They get Ream-Snyder there for the hack. First on him, second on the team. Romeo's Pizza post-game show is coming up. We'll talk to Lawrence Pack and select and talk to tonight's Ohio Christian University player of the game. We'll give you a bunch of good statistics to share with you tonight as well. Ben Pack using now a new little nugget. Who do they get the foul on here, Coop? No foul? when Price gets a minute, get a shot at Ben Pack over there on that sideline. When there's the next stoppage, left side, it's Tyson Cornett, no good, and a flat-footed rebound on that backside to Brendan Brown. Ben Pack, the outstanding JV coach, only lost 2 times this year. Came up with a little gadget that he's not only coaching on that sideline, he's statting and doing it almost in real time. So game ends or we go to halftime, we get a lot better statistics than, there he is. That's a good-looking youngster, as Harry Carey would say. But Dad over there to his side, longtime assistant at Watkins Memorial, longtime assistant now to Shan Trusley at Westerville North. But Ben Pack came up with this little gadget, and I tell you what, we are the guys that are reaping dividends from it. Gives us a lot of good numbers that we don't ordinarily have in the heat of the moment within a basketball game. We'll share some of those stats with you after. Beautiful pass from Reem Snyder, and Tyson Cornett caught it in midstream and laid it in. Boy, you couldn't have dropped that pass in any better from Jericho Reem Snyder. 87-42. Reem Snyder knocks it loose, and Hopkins at the other end. Boy, 2 good passes, consecutive possessions from Jericho Reem Snyder, the junior guard. And all of a sudden, the lead is ballooned to 47. Noah Hale playing good D down there. Brown on the run, threw it on the rim, no good. And Noah Hale, the defensive rebound. Hale's outlet pass intercepted and then committed a foul. And the Bruins will go to the line and get 2. It was Isaiah Ely that had the steal and will be rewarded with a couple of free throws as that clock continues to run. I want to say thanks again to Stephan Family Dental. They are tonight's dentist of the game, conveniently located at 54 Westerview Drive in Westerville, providing quality family dentistry and putting patients first for more than 40 years. Learn more at StephanFamilyDental.com. The first one is up and in for Isaiah Ely. I do want to say thanks to and put City Barbecue up there and say thanks to those guys as Noah Hale and Tyson Cornett sit down. Again, whether you're feeding a small or big group, Drew Jones and City Barbecue can handle it. Delicious brisket, pulled pork, baked beans, mac and cheese, slaw, and of course sweet tea is how they fed us so well tonight. Pick up a City Barbecue party platter for as few as 4, as many as 100. And you can learn more on that by visiting citybbq.com. Big thank you to Drew Jones and the rest of the team at City Barbecue. Ben Hopkins just hit a 2 or 3, a long 2 for Hopkins. 91-44. Hopkins, his second field goal. Under 2 minutes to play in this game. North going to go to 22-1. That 21-win regular season tied a school record set by Kevin Tuman's bunch in his final game, final season as the Warrior head coach. 2012-13, runner in the lane, no good. Tipped up, no good by Max Scotty. Another offensive rebound and a battle underneath there, and they're going to call a jump ball. Was Jared Wilson in there at 5'8" in the land of the Giants, mixing it up. The Briggs Bruins going to finish 1-21 on the year. And in the 2025-26 campaign, 3 seniors on this squad. Brendan Brown, who's got 18 tonight, is one of them. Kenston Henderson, another guy we have not seen. And Isaiah Ely, the 3rd senior. Jumper by Hopkins is no good, but an offensive rebound by Jude Bromley. And Bromley will shoot 2, and I think Phil McKnight is going to call a timeout here with 46.1 to play. And I think part of the reason he called the timeout, I was just getting ready to say, these are going to be the final shots of the game probably, but he calls a timeout now, and the officials talking about something, but it is a coach's timeout. It's a 30. The foul was on Alex Sang for Briggs, and it's his first and the team's first. You may know Alexis Coleman as the Westerville Meyer Cake Girl, but did you know Alexis recently launched her own business? She calls it Cake Coven. It's a bakery that specializes in custom cakes and in particular buttercream designs. If you've got an idea for a cake, Alexis Coleman and Cake Coven can make it a reality. Check out these incredible designs. We're a little bit favor to Toy Story, but a lot of cool things located in Westerville. Proud to support Westerville High School sports. Use the promo code WNBB10 to save $10 at checkout. You can visit the Cake Coven Facebook page to learn more. And the Southpaw with a high arcing shot, talking about Jude Bromley. Has made all 3 of his free throws coming in. It appeared in 16 games, 1.3 points, 1.2 rebounds. This is the first. Second one barely grazes the front of the rim, and Brendan Brown with a rebound for the Bruins. 91-47. And a reach-in is going to be called out near the timeline as that clock continues to run. They're going to call the foul out there on Jared Wilson. His first, team fourth. Worth noting that Briggs does still have one timeout here. It'll be interesting now. Westerville North over the limit. This always gets interesting whether or not they're going to let this young man shoot these 2 free throws if they happen after the clock goes away. I can look at Phil McKnight right now, and he's thinking about calling that timeout as the first one is no good. Free throws 10 and 11, and that second one shot quickly by Atkins as Tyson turns and fires. And that's how a fast basketball game with a running clock is played. Westerville North, the number 1 overall seed in the Division II Central District Tournament, and they acted like it tonight as they win tonight by the final of 91-48. Briggs actually wins that final stanza as they outscore Westerville North by the score of 9-6 in the final 8 minutes of basketball. So it's a final from here at Westerville North, 91-48. Westerville North goes to 22-1. They are 12-0, of course, in the OCC Capital, and as we said, another perfect season in this building as they go to 12-0. Here in 2025-26, the Briggs Bruins finish up 2025-26 at 1-21, and they had lost 15 in a row to end the year, and now 21 of 22. Coming up, the Romeo's Pizza post-game show. We'll talk to Lawrence Pack. We're going to bring up a couple of guys tonight as Ohio Christian University players of the game, and we'll give you as many stats as we can find that'll interest you tonight as well. Oasis City Church is a multicultural, spirit-filled community of believers that currently meets on East Wind Drive in Westerville at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. They've got a second campus right across the street here that is officially open with Sunday service times at 8:30 and 10:30 at North Spring campus is what they call it. 425 North Spring Road here in Westerville, right across from Heritage Middle School and North High School. So 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. at East Wind, 8:30 and 10:30 at their new North Spring campus. You can learn a lot more, get a lot better information than what I'm giving you by just going to oasiscitychurch.com. And one final time, we say thanks to Drew Jones and the team at City Barbecue in Westerville for feeding our crew tonight. Delicious brisket, pulled pork, baked beans, mac and cheese, slaw. Maybe you need food for your next big game day event. How about picking up a City Barbecue party platter? Can feed as few as 4. They can feed as many as 100. And the best thing is no advance order is required. So stop in or give them a call. Ask for my good friend Drew Jones and the outstanding team at City Barbecue in Westerville at the corner of Schrock and State, or order your party pack online at citybbq.com. Final score tonight from here at Westerville North, the Warriors a winner. They win in impressive fashion by the final of 91-48. We'll talk about it on the Romeo's Pizza post-game show. That's coming up next. This is the Westerville North Sports Network.
We are all searching for a place to belong, a place to fit in, a place to call home. We long for solid ground that allows us to grow far beyond our dreams, seeking guidance as we navigate life's lessons. Leaning on others' experiences to help unlock our full potential. Desiring authentic relationships, meaningful conversations, people to push us to success. Striving to define our purpose, find our mission, and following God's calling to change the world. We are all searching.
Well, celebration time here at Westerville North. The Warriors win. They win for the 17th straight time this year. The good guys go to 22-1, and they will advance to play for a district championship. They will do that on Thursday night at 6 p.m. at Taft Coliseum, the barn, the fairgrounds, whatever you call it. Be there Thursday night. If you can't be there, we'll have it for you here on the Westerville North Sports Network. Westerville North, convincing win tonight. As we welcome you back, this is the Romeo's Pizza post-game show. Romeo's Pizza has given us a permanent, for the entire championship, promo code to save you and your family with a Westerville North Championship special. They're going to give you $7 off every online order you place during this championship run with a minimum spend of $30. Just use the promo code ONL7. Do it online. They are open Sunday through Thursday till 11 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. So get that order in. Still time tonight, but use promo code ONL7 and they'll take, again, $7 off any order of $30 or more. Thank you so much to Jason Cobb and the rest of the team at Romeo's Pizza. So Westerville North, the winner, 22-1 now, 17 in a row, 46 of their last 47, 64 of 71, 68 of 74. You want me to go on, and they are now 56-4 in this building over the last 5 seasons. And for the third time in the past 5 years, an undefeated mark here at home. Not a big crowd tonight, kind of expected this one against the number 19 seed, but it'll get a little bit interesting on Thursday night, and then with a win, gets very interesting next week with teams like Big Walnut, possibly Westerville South, and others waiting in the wings in some of those games that are fast approaching. It would likely be Westerville South or Big Walnut in that regional semifinal, and then looking at regional finals, which would be next Saturday at 2 p.m. Some of the higher seeds in there, number 2 Licking Heights, number 3 New Albany, and I think number 4 Northland is in that side of the bracket as well. So Westerville North will be tested as they try to punch their ticket to Dayton, Ohio, and the state Final Four on March 21st and 22nd. We'll take a look at tonight's final stats here on the Romeo's Pizza post post-game show, and we will start with the good guys in Cardinal and Gold. 7, 8, 9 different players scored in this game tonight. 5 of them finished in double figures. They get 22 tonight from Elijah McCree, including 20 in the first half. And what did he have, Coop, in that first half? What did we say? 6 threes in the first half? Yep. 6 threes in the game, right? 6 threes and 2 twos for Elijah McCree to get to 22. 14 tonight for Tony, 13 for Tyson, 11 tonight for Nate Roman. Medhani also had 11. Those are the 5 guys that finished in double figures. They get 8 from the freshman Tyson Cornett, a half dozen from Damian King, and then they get 4 tonight from Ben Hopkins late, and 2 tonight from Desmond O'Canny tonight as well. Westerville North tonight from the charity stripe, 4 of 8 for 50%. For the Briggs Bruins tonight, they had 7 different guys score. The best player in purple and gold tonight was clearly Brendan Brown, the 6'2 senior who had 13 in the first half, 5 in the second, 18 in the game. He was one of 2 Bruins to finish in double digits. Tayshawn Ray had 14, and then a bunch of guys kind of in that 2, 3, and 4 point plateau. Marquis Sims with 4. Josh Atkins had 4. Rashid Johnson, the lefty, finished with 3, and they get 2 tonight from Isaiah Ely and 2 tonight from Andrew Wilson. Unofficially, the Bruins tonight, 7 of 11 from the charity stripe for 64%. Westerville North put 35 points on the board in the opening quarter. They led 35-11 at the end of 1. They won the second quarter 31-18 and led 66-29 at halftime. North 19-10 in the third quarter. They led 89-39. That's a 50-point margin. Briggs actually won the final 8 minutes 9-6, and it gets us to our final score tonight of 91-48. Again, we are in the midst of the Romeo's Pizza post-game show. Romeo's Pizza, 5733 Maxtown Road in Westerville, Sunday through Thursdays till 9, Fridays and Saturdays till 11. Romeo's, a proud supporter of Warriors Athletics. Call them at 895-5555 or visit romeospizza.com. And if you don't love Romeo, most people love Romeo's. You want another reason? It's the official pizza of Archie Griffin. I was in there visiting with their staff a few months ago during football season when the guy to my right was throwing bodies around, and they said, "You just missed tonight." Guy that came in and picked up a pizza, and it was none other than the 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. Can you imagine that? Desmond O'Canny walking into the pizza shop, and Archie Griffin is in there. Just gave away who one of our players of the game is. It is tonight's Ohio Christian University Player of the Game. At OCU, they believe students are called to be like oaks of righteousness, deeply rooted in Christ, standing strong in purpose and flourishing in community. And at OCU, you'll be known as a scholar with professors who care about your goals, known as a leader shaped through their leadership roundtable training, and known as a friend in a community that celebrates you. Come experience what it means to be rooted, nurtured, and known. Visit ohiochristian.edu/preview and see how OCU can help grow you into the oak that God has called you to be. And Desmond O'Canny, does an 18-year-old in 2025-26, do they know who Archie Griffin is? You live in Columbus. Is that a dumb question? Do most guys know on the North football team? Would they know who, or you know who he is because you eat, sleep, and drink football? Yeah. All right. Well, it'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it, to go in and get a pizza and meet Archie Griffin at the same time? So, well, this was cool tonight. These are hard games. When the way we presented it to Coach Truss early in our pregame interview, it's one of those nights where you can play bad and still win, and those are dangerous sometimes, right? Like you can. And I thought this team, you came out and scored 35 points in the first quarter, so I guess this team was locked in right out of the gate. Is that what you saw? Did you sense that? Was there any worry that, man, this is a team, they're the 19 seed, we're gonna let the foot off the gas? Or did you see a team sitting over there before you got your opportunity that came in locked and loaded and ready to go?
Yeah, I felt like we were pretty locked in from the beginning. Coach puts a lot of emphasis on not just the outcomes of the game, but just how we play and being unselfish, playing with good technique, playing help side, cheering each other on, just playing with fundamentals. We're not too worried about the score of the game tonight because we just want to project ourselves to the future in the tournament. So,
well, I asked him, I said, are you playing your best basketball of the year? And he said, well, we're playing good, he said, but we want to be playing our best ball in a month. And if you don't do the things you're talking about and you take a step back, it hurts when you want to be doing those things. Did you, when you hear the coaches talk after and what you saw, did you take a step forward tonight as a team towards that ultimate goal?
Yes, sir. I believe so because we got contributions from everybody today.
That's right.
It's not just 1, 2, 3 people. We have 14 guys that are always ready to suit up and play. So I think that's what's so special about us, and we proved that tonight.
Yeah, well, Elijah got you going early. I think he hit 4 threes and right out of the gate, 6 in the first half, 6 of 11 from 3. And I guess what surprised us, you don't have to, they didn't really guard him that close. And I was kind of like, I thought a couple of times he raised up waiting for somebody to close out, and the closeout never came. And that's a dangerous way to deal with Elijah McCree, isn't it? But talk about him. Name this week the OCC Capital Player of the Year.
Elijah's just one of those guys that is always a competitor. He'll get on you for, not doing your job, but he's also really supportive of everything, like of you and everything that we got going on. But he's a real hardworking dude, and he's always going to show up consistently, and he's going to knock down those big shots because that's
what he does.
Yeah, that's what he does.
He does. What was your, I know your role. You're here to come in, play good D, set screens, kind of do the dirty work. How would you evaluate your effort tonight? And how have you embraced, you talk about his role hitting threes, how have you embraced that role? First of all, to get an opportunity this year, kind of as the first big off the bench. Talk about that.
So I feel like my opportunity this year has, something I worked for 4 years. Last year I was a junior playing JV. And I was just wanted to stay consistent, keep my head down, keep working, because I knew I'd get this opportunity to play. And so just whatever I can do to be on the court and be a contribution, whether it's hustling loose balls on the floor, getting rebounds, setting good screens, talking on defense, like whatever I need to do to get in the game and make an impact is what I'll do.
There's a lot of guys in your shoes. If fans don't know your story, you're going to go to Morehead State next year, right? Still committed to them, play football, and an outstanding football guy. There's a lot of guys, Des. Let's just shoot straight. You didn't get a ton of PT with the varsity last year, but you're part of a state title team, right?
Yes, sir.
There's a bigger opportunity, but there's a lot of guys that as those college football offers come in that would have said, no, with the basketball. I'm going to early enroll somewhere. I'm going to start lifting more and focused on football. And I would say you're kind of unique to say, you know what, I want to stay with this basketball and be a part of this. Take us through that. Why was it so important for Desmond O'Canny to be a part of this basketball team this season?
Yeah, I've actually been waiting for this question for a long time. Westerville North means so much to me. I've been really going here since the youth basketball camp since 3rd grade.
Okay.
I've known Coach Truss for almost 10 years now. And just to be able to put on this jersey, play on this floor, play with my teammates, it just means so much to me, and I wouldn't trade for anything.
That's a great answer. I'm glad we asked it, because it's a great story. It says a lot about you to be really good, a role player here, a superstar there, and say, sign me up for that. I think the one thing, we have been around for a long time. We're a little bit older than you by a couple of years. We've done this for a while. I say it to anybody who will listen. This is a really special group of players year in and year out, but that's a really special coaching staff over there.
Yes,
what do you, as you look back, it's still rolling right now, but when all is said and done, what do you appreciate most about Coach Truss? But let's take it a step further, some of these other guys that pour into you each and every day.
I think not just Coach Truss, but the whole coaching staff, they're always on the same page, and they're always working together and setting a good example for us, like as kids and just kids that are going through high school, still growing up. They set the example for what it means to be consistent, what it means to be locked in, and they're always they show empathy for us, like for whatever we're going through, whether that's in life or in school. But they still find ways to show up for us on and off the court.
Yeah.
So
I feel like they're a group that is in control. You know their coach, but you also know they love you. And that's the balance I've always wanted with guys that coach my kids. I don't want basketball guys that are jerks, and I don't want jerks that don't know basket. You know, I want good dudes that are pouring into my kids. At that point, you can be tough on them, and I got no problem with it. Anyway, one other question. So this year, you're kind of a leader, one of the seniors on this team, and there's a lot of guys. We saw them at the end tonight coming into that game late. How does Desmond O'Canny like that role? I mean, now to be somebody that's kind of guys are looking up to, you're showing them how to work every day in practice. How much do you embrace that role of kind of leading some of this younger group that's going to be the next generation to kind of keep this thing rolling?
I think I embraced that role just by being myself. And like I don't ever try, like, I know I'm a senior and everything, I'm a leader, but I don't try to be anybody else. I just try to be my true authentic self. And I think that's the biggest thing that I've done as a leader, but also just show like the younger guys how to come in and work every day, because I know they're just coming from middle school or they're just not used to varsity level basketball, but there's a certain level of standard and energy and detail you got to have every day at practice. So I think that's what I try to preach.
Okay. What's it like, got you as a football guy, and then there's Damien, two Samsung refrigerator dudes around there. What is that like? How much fun has that been to do football with him and have the success the two of you had, and now to be out on the hardwood? He's the starter, you're coming in. Sometimes you guys even get to throw bodies around together. Talk about that.
I think with the past really like 6 or 7 months, like no joke there, 6 or 7 months, like we've gotten a lot closer.
Okay.
Playing football and everything. I know last year he played defense, I played offense, but this year we played on the same side of the ball together. We just have a lot of chemistry together, and just we're fun. We help each other out with school, like whatever it is. And he's just a really good friend and very great competitor. He's going to do great things.
He does. Both are doing good things. Last before we go, Morehead State, take us through that decision. Why is that the best place for Desmond O'Canny? What is you most excited down there?
I think the football side of it, I really like Morehead State's coaches. I thought they had really genuine coaches who wanted to see a good future for myself, and I think that I could go there and thrive. Out of the offers that I had, I think I could go down there and be the best version of myself.
Okay.
And in terms of school, they had the major I was gonna study nursing. So
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we've asked if you know Archie Griffin. Does the name Phil Simms mean anything to you?
Yes, sir. He's a Super Bowl champion. From Morehead State.
From Morehead State, played with the Giants, and up until Tony Romo came into the NFL as Jim Nance's color commentator. He was the #1 CBS guy with Jim Nance, and Tony came in, and Tony's pretty good at what he does if you watch NFL. But anyway, I think maybe I told you this on the air. It's a half hour from where I played college basketball down in Northeast Kentucky. So I was an athletic director. We needed a place to play. We played our college games at Morehead State, so I know that area really, really well. And boy, they're getting a treat. They're getting a benefit, a joy, a steal is the right word with you. And keep up the good work here. Keep leading. Keep throwing dudes around. And know there's some dudes up here in yellow shirts, and a lot of other people are rooting for you.
Yes,
appreciate the way you do things. All right, Desmond O'Canny coming by and talking a little bit of hoops with us. Appreciate the big fella. Tonight's Ohio Christian University Player of the Game, and Nate Roman is going to come up and talk a little bit of basketball with us as well. I really appreciate Desmond O'Canny staying late. Lawrence Pack, I promise, is still coming. Desmond O'Canny had a career-high 7 a couple of weeks ago, 2 tonight, and Nate Roman. We wanted to get this guy up here and talk to him as well, and a career night matches a career high, I think. No, let me double check. That's a new career high tonight. It was 9 a couple weeks ago, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I was looking through Huddle. I did some homework, and I think 11 tonight now is the new career. First of all, shake my hand.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thanks for waiting. Got going with O'Canny a little bit. A nice one. Final home basketball game for Nate Roman on this floor, and I don't know if the last 2 years did not lose a basketball game on this floor. Thoughts on that aspect of your career wrapping up tonight?
Well, I think it's great. You said we haven't lost a game in 2 years on this court?
That's what I have. You questioned it. I got 12-0 this year, 9-0 a year ago. I mean, you're 56-4 in the last 60 games in this building. So, but last year the losses were to Orange and to St. Ignatius, and both of them were on the road. So yeah, you're undefeated as a junior and a senior, and JV team was pretty good on the here too last year, right? I mean, so you had it all going everywhere. Anyway, it's your last game tonight wearing that uniform in this building. What's that mean to you? What emotion do you have there?
Well, I think personally it was great. I mean, I love this team and I love this whole area and this school. But I mean, it's just a testament of all of our hard work as a team, and that's what it's all about. But I mean, personally, it feels great. I get to come out of here with a win and then go into the rest of the tournament.
And you did good tonight. You got 9 early with 3 threes, and you tell me if I'm wrong. Fair or not fair? If it's not fair, you call me out on national TV right now. You've kind of been a little streaky this year. You've had some nights where you've done this and others where you didn't, and a couple of those early, and so you've kind of weathered the storm to be in. It didn't phase you. I don't know if did it phase. I mean, you are still contributing after a couple of struggles early in the year. Some guys wouldn't do that. You've been able to do that. Take us through the season according to Nate Roman.
Well, I mean, I definitely have been a little bit streaky, but I mean, I just go to practice and I try to do my best. And then, I mean, even yesterday, I had a really good practice, so I came into here with a lot of confidence. But I have that confidence because of my teammates and my coaches, because even though I've, airballed a couple times or I've had a couple bad games, all of them still believe in me. So, I mean, that's what it's all about. And I really love that we can have that sort of environment.
Well, they're counting. There's 7 guys. You're the only guard coming up. They obviously trust you, and yeah, they're still. It's that baseline 3 that you end up getting a lot, isn't it? I mean, they're that extra pass that maybe they don't have to make, but they do. So, and they found you tonight. But you've been feeling good in practice. Things have been going. You feel confident heading into postseason play right now?
Yeah, I mean, I told a couple people, like, personally, it's the month of March now, and I'm feeling good. So, I mean, if I can do that and I can make an impact for the team in a positive way, then that's all I want to do.
How else do you try to impact her? What did you do tonight? What was your goals besides hitting some threes? How did you try to affect the game tonight?
Well, I mean, on defense, I think I need to work on my help side, so I try to do that, be up the floor, try to go in for steals if I can. But, I mean, it's all about how I can be on the defensive end, even when offensive isn't not hitting. So, because we got scores, but if I can do my part on defense, then I feel pretty good about it.
How much more difficult when Dez is, he had 7 the other night, you've had a 9 and 11. How much does that make you guys even more dangerous? You know what you're going to get from Tony's and Elijah's, but when guys like you or Damian or Dez start popping in 9, 10, 11 points, how much more difficult is this team to deal with?
I mean, I think it's great if we have games like that, we're scoring 10 points. We get a lot of contributes off of the, me and Dez coming in. But it just adds to what we do as like a successful team, and that's what it's all about. How
easy was it tonight? You got a team, Nate. They haven't won in over 2 months. They're 1-20 coming in. The way we say it is you could play bad tonight and still win. I mean, that's the truth of it. You didn't. You guys played well, but how easy is it for this group to come in and stay business-minded, focused, ready, and not get sucked into maybe not playing good basketball? Does that make sense? There may be 1 or 2 more of those. How locked in did you sense this team was tonight?
Well, I think we're very locked in because there's one thing we talk about. We need to respect our opponent no matter who it is. And there have been times in the season where we really haven't. We played like a mediocre team, and we haven't really been like, oh, yeah, like let's take them seriously. But, I mean, it's tournament time, and all we've been talking about is, we can't underestimate who's across from us. We just got to go. We got to do our thing.
I asked Coach this today. I mean, you guys lost a ton from a year ago, right? You lose Micah, who's dominating up at Concord, ties the D2 State Player of the Year. They're McDonald's All-American nominees. You got Nolan at the 5. Has any of this surprised you this year? To be 22-1, you had a brutal schedule this year too. You got to play all these big games against all these teams. Has any of it surprised you? And if so, what has surprised you about what this team has done?
I mean, not really, because even though we lost some really good players, I think we just, can continue what we had going. And all that momentum, we just took it into this season, and we know what we're capable of. And so far, we've been doing a good job. So, I mean, yeah, we lost some good pieces, but this group, I mean, we have the potential to do it again.
Well, you're doing it right now. So what is, I guess, last basketball North question, what's, according to Nate Roman, not anything else, just me and you, what's the biggest concern you have about this team not being able to win 5 more? What would be, if there's an Achilles heel that you see that, man, we're working on in practice, it's a point of emphasis, what's the biggest concern issue that could possibly keep this team from doing it again?
Well, I think we have no problem on offense, but I think it comes down to help side defense, understanding our assignment, and just really locking in on that part. Because I mean, the points are going to come. You just saw tonight, 91. But it's just if we can be solid on defense, then nobody can score on us.
Absolutely. What have you enjoyed the most about doing this at Westerville North? Not just this year, but the JV #1 superstar last year, to play, through this program with guys like Coach Trustley, Coach Pack, Coach Tillman, and then your buddies. What do you take from this that you enjoyed the most?
Well, I got to say, through all my 4 years, I've always felt like, at home, like this is where I want to be at. Like I wouldn't want to be at another school in Westerville or, the city of Columbus. So I think, the welcoming environment was really great. But I mean, just to play with my guys, I always say it to people if they ask me, because I've been interviewed for the yearbook at school, and one of the things I said that I just love playing with my teammates. Like if you see me on the bench, I'm always getting up. I'm always saying, I just love it, And so it's really great. It really is.
I remember, I'm laughing because we made that one shining moment video last year, and McCree is getting hot in that one district final, St. Charles. And dude, I just loved watching you. There were just jumping and carrying on. That is good stuff. And man, it's a great teammate. That's great stuff. So, all right, last question, I promise. What's the future hold? It is, no matter win or lose, in 2.5 weeks, this run is going to be over. What's next for Nate Roman?
After basketball?
Yes, sir. College, future, you go, military, getting married in a month. What are you
Well,
what are you doing?
I really enjoy studying chemistry, so I think I want to
That's bizarre. That's very interesting. Chemistry. Go ahead. The chemistry profs are going to be mad at me now. Go ahead. You love chemistry.
Yeah. Well, I really fell in love with it these past 2 years in school. I mean, that's just kind of what I want to do.
Interesting.
I'm not sure what field, but I mean, yeah, I just want to go to college, get a degree, and then see what I can do with that.
Would you enjoy teaching chemistry? Is that a possibility?
I would, being like a high school teacher, and maybe if I get a PhD down the line, I don't know. But
what about a lot of teachers? My kids, they want to teach because they want to coach. The reason they want to get into school is not, they should be, I want to be a teacher. Maybe no. Do you have an interest in coaching hoops too at all, or?
I mean, I haven't really thought about that, but I mean, basketball, after this will always be a part of me. So I mean, I feel like I could see myself coming back to something like that.
Be hard not to, man. If you're in that, you played on a state title, 2 state titles, Mr. Roman. How about coaching our team? So I'm sure there'll be opportunities, but I shouldn't have laughed at chemistry. But I just got my teeth kicked in chemistry in high school, so it's a bad memory. So anyway, loved watching you tonight. Love watching you this season. Whether you're waving a towel and jumping on a sideline or doing good stuff, no, there's guys up here rooting for you. Keep up the good work. All right, Nate Roman, staying late. One of the good guys here at Westerville North. Really appreciate him. He is tonight's Ohio Christian University Player of the Game, and I tell you what, those are long interviews, but you can learn in about 20 seconds the kind of men that Nate Roman and Desmond O'Canny are. 2 quality dudes, and Nate Roman, tonight's Ohio Christian University Player of the Game at Ohio Christian University. Start your journey this fall. Be known, be rooted, and be ready. And, man, I don't know if ESPN's got Lawrence Pack back there somewhere, but I don't know if he's watching our interview and it's now going to pop out of that little room back there. But that's it, Coach Pack. We're out of material. We do have the stats. Ricky Cooper wrote some of these numbers down. We'll give them to you quickly in this game. Westerville North, 37 of 61, 61%. Briggs hit 18 of 28. This is for the game. 18 of 28. 18 of 28, Coop, for the game. For six, can you double check that? Because I saw that number, a number like that early. But okay, 64%. North hit 13 of 25 threes, 52%. Briggs hit 4 of 12 threes for 33%. And in terms of turnovers, Westerville North did not turn it over in the second half. They had 3 turnovers in the first half, 3 for the game, and they forced the Briggs Bruins tonight into 28 miscues in this game. How about rebounds, Coop? Give me a number on that. I got turnovers, shooting percentages. What about rebounds tonight? Comparing, you got to add the O and the D together, but nothing like just talking right while we're waiting. I'm just glad you came up here tonight. Were you trying to leave us? I thought maybe Scott Van Pelt had you in the back room there on Sports Center.
17 for us.
17 rebounds for North? Okay. 18-17. Briggs won it by 1 in the first half and went even in the second. Time for us to talk to head coach or assistant coach Lawrence Pack. He appears courtesy of Smile Doctors with Dr. Chuck Reed and Smile Doctors. Great orthodontic care built on trust, experience, and outcomes. You can get a free consultation on Maxtown Road in Westerville, part of the Romeo's Pizza post-game show. Did we do something wrong the other night? You not wanting to come out tonight?
I just didn't know what we were doing.
Okay. Well, usually you come first because you don't want to wait on those.
He sent the 2 kids up first, and I was like, oh, I guess that you took 2 of them. I thought maybe I was off the hook tonight.
Oh, I gotcha. No. What'd you like tonight?
You know, it was good to get back at it and be in the tournament. You know, when you've had the season we've had and you have the expectations that you have, and playing last Tuesday and having a full week this late in the season, it was good to get back on the floor. The guys came out with some energy, you know, had some fun tonight, and they talked about it's time to take care of business and get the job done. And, you know, we came out in the first quarter and pressured, and to Briggs' credit, I mean, we either turned them over or they made a basket, it seemed like. Yeah. I mean, 18 of 28, it seems like every time they were shooting it was going in if they could get it down there.
Yeah. At halftime, they were, I think, out shooting you by a percentage point, and they looked at the scoreboard. I don't know what that's like, that you're down 37.
They were shooting like 68% at the half. I was like, can we play some better defense?
What in the world?
I mean,
yeah.
When you're up, you're up.
Yeah. And when they would break it, I said it felt like an NBA All-Star game, like there wasn't.
Right.
It appeared like there was no D, but then at the same time, you're forcing 28 turnovers.
We talked about that a little bit at halftime. We said, you know, sometimes the game isn't about the game you're playing. It's about bigger things. And I thought we got sloppy at times, you know, trying to look out and get the highlight play. And off-the-ball defense, just taking some breaks and stuff, and just, you know, you might have that a little bit. There's 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. I'm sure when I was that age, if it would have been a game like that, I'd have been looking to get mine on the other end, too.
Yeah. I asked Shan that in the pregame interview, and I asked both of the kids about that, like, because that's hard.
Yeah.
Even before the game gets started, you see a 19 seed. They've lost 14 in a row. They haven't won in 3 months, 2.5 months. Again, it's you well said, 16, 17-year-old kids. So McCree got you going early.
Right.
Named the last week the Capital Player of the Year. Talk about him and maybe getting that award.
Yeah, you know, Elijah does what he does. He works really hard, and he's, I don't want to say waited his turn, but having that sophomore year where he lost almost his whole season because of injury, it really was you hate to see that for any kid, and then he had to, like we said, wait. And on any other team, we talked about last year, if any of those guys are on any other team, they're starting.
Absolutely.
And just with the depth we had and stuff, and then for him to come in this year and basically say, I'm going to be the leader, and I'm going to score the basketball and do the things and play defense and get steals. I mean, he's just a great all-around player, and somebody's going to get a hidden gem. They look at him because of his size, and they kind of pass over him, but he's not one that I'd want to pass over.
And you look at the 20 and all the threes, and that catches people's eye. And then you look, I mean, he's your leading, I want to call him the thief, the 3.5 steals a game.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not just a shooter. Maybe he was a couple of years ago. He's not now.
His on-the-ball defense and his hands and timing it up, and even last year in the run, you would watch games and you'd be like, if a guy spins or doesn't see him, he's going to get it, and he still does that. And he's great at anticipation, great with his hands to be able to get in there and get the loose ball or knock it loose or whatever. I mean, he had 80 steals through 20 games, I know. He was averaging 4 a game. So I don't know how many he got in the last few, but he's a thief.
We brought up 2 guys tonight, kind of interesting. We bring up O'Canny and Nate Roman. They are your bench in big games on most nights. Your first big, your first guard, your only big, only guard typically in these big games. And you mentioned Elijah having to wait his turn. Can you just comment on those 2 guys? I look at it as an O'Canny would have been real easy to kind of say, man, I'm going to just focus on football now. I'm not going to come back out. Nate Roman, maybe he's another guy. Last year would have been a starter on some varsity teams, and instead he's playing a lot of JV and doing a lot of sitting on varsity, and these guys came back, got better, and now have critical roles.
Right, and the first thing about both of them, they're great kids. We talk about our team a lot and the character of the kids that are on the team. They're both great kids, and they do whatever you ask them to do, obviously, by playing JV last year as juniors and being numbers 10 and 11, on the bench on that state title run, and do it. And we've always talked about the fact that last year they made us better in practice, because when they're 10 and 11, that's still pretty good. Those are 2 really good 10 and 11 players that in practice it just keeps pushing you and playing hard, and like I said, doing the little things. And they're just great kids, and they came in this year and they worked really hard at it, and they've earned their time. And we wouldn't be where we are without them. They're just as important as 1 through 5.
Nate talked about, he said, I can't remember, he's talking about cheering for the guys. He said, it made me think, I'd kind of forgotten for a moment that district final when McCree got so hot, and you would just see Nate Roman. Do you remember this? Yeah. Jumping on the sidelines, and that's really all you need to know about Nate Roman. He wants to get out here and contribute, but man, I'm happy to be a cheerleader.
The kids cheer for each other, and even this year they cheer for each other. The JV guys get in at the end of the game, and they're not JV guys, they're varsity guys that play JV, just like Nate and Desmond were last year. They're still varsity guys, and they're getting their buckets and scoring, and our guys are up cheering for them. I mean, it's just, the kids love each other. They get after each other, they pick on each other, but at the end of the day, it's a close-knit group of kids.
So Watkins Memorial Thursday night, and they were big winners, up 20 going into the 4th. So it'll be kind of an interesting matchup for you. And I'm looking at my cheat sheet. How many years were you at Watkins
total?
Yeah.
8.
8 years.
Yep.
An assistant always, or a head coach?
No, I was assistant.
Okay.
Assistant. I was at the middle school for 2 years. They wanted me over there when obviously Ben was playing over there, and it was kind of like I had told the varsity coach there, I said, if you need some help, cause, I'm here. And I'll never forget, they scrimmaged Licking Heights back then, because they were playing in the OCC, so they scrimmaged Licking Heights, and I sat in the stands. My wife goes, you need to stop. You need to stop. You need to stop. You need to stop. The whole time. Hey, don't say anything. So then afterwards, because they were trying to, long story short, they were attacking a 1-3-1 zone that Licking Heights was playing with 3 guards, and I just went up to the 7th grade coach. He's a great guy. And I said, hey, just if it's an odd man front, you need to attack it with an even man front.
That's right. Yep.
And the 8th grade coach, we're still really good friends today, and the 8th grade coach looked at me and he goes, do you want to help us? And I said, I'm not going to step on any toes, because the head coach, the varsity coach, says, why don't you just be dad? And I said, that's fine, I can be dad. But then they said, why don't you help them out a little bit? So I helped them out for a couple years, and we had some great kids out there. And then when Ben went to, when my son went to be a freshman, the head coach called me and he goes, hey, why don't you come up here and be our JV coach and be our varsity assistant? And so I did, because, I love the game. I love teaching kids and coaching, and it was a way to be around my son and be there. And then I stayed 6 years after the middle school stuff. I stayed at the varsity level for 6 years and helped them out. And then until I came back with Shan.
So Ben played his whole high school career at Watkins. You were with him those 4.
Yep.
He graduates. You stayed 2 additional years.
2 additional years then.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you finish up doing that?
So 2019 was the last season at Watkins.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So Jamie Caudle is in year 7.
Yep. This is Jamie's 7th.
Are you with him for a season, or
Nope.
you don't overlap? He comes in the next year.
He came in when I left, and long story short, when the head coach out there got fired, I applied for the job, and the AD didn't want me. Told the interview committee not to hire me. That's fine. My gain, right? My gain coming here with these guys. And so Jamie got the job. Jamie's a great guy. He does a good job. They're well coached.
And you came over to North after that then?
Yeah,
next
came back
year,
to
1920 year?
2019, 2020, Charles Perkins senior year. That group was, I told Shan, I said, I'm ready to come back. He goes, all right. He goes, why don't you help out this spring and summer? And I started working with him in the summer and doing stuff offensively with the kids and doing stuff. And Wes called me into his office in middle of June. My wife goes, are you coaching there, or you have a contract? And I said, I don't know yet. We're waiting to see. And she goes, whatever you need to do. And so Wes called me in and he goes, we'd like to hire you on staff. Shan wants you. I'm like, okay, ready to come. Yeah. So, and then that rest is history. So.
Okay. So is that is Thursday night an emotional night for you?
It's not. No. I didn't have any of those kids. You know. It's been 7 years.
Okay.
So my when my daughter graduated in 2023, that would have been the last group that I was really connected with. When her class graduated, just because of being around them when they were little and younger, and when I was over there at the varsity helping them out in middle school and all that stuff.
Okay.
So being around them. So. Nope.
It's an interesting nugget. We got to talk about it.
Yeah, no, I understand. There's ties there. Obviously, it's where my kids went. It's where everybody went. All my kids went through there. I still live there. I know people in the community out there, obviously, and know the coaching staff. And one of the kids that coaches played. I coached him, and one of the assistants was one of the assistants then. He did the freshman and the JV when I was there helping with the varsity and whatnot. So, I know the families and know the names, and so
be interesting for sure. We kind of assumed it would be Watkins. We started prepping. Coach Caudle was gracious enough to already do one of our mega questionnaires, and so we had a little bit of rooting interest. Now we got a Warriors versus Warriors too, right? Yep. So the one thing that jumped out to me prepping, tell me if I'm wrong, they've got the only win against Licking Heights the entire season, don't they?
In the league.
In the league. Okay.
In the league.
Okay.
Yeah, in the league they do.
Okay.
Yeah,
beat them in overtime. I think like 51-50 or something.
I was there that night.
Were you?
Yeah.
Is that late in the year?
Yeah, it was late in the year. It was in February, and it was a great game. It was back and forth, and Watkins played really hard. And I've seen Watkins a few times. I've seen them on film. They're not like anybody we've played. They're a very physical team. They're hard nosed. They run Princeton offense and looking to do that, which is fine. We've played against Orange and Liberty, who ran Princeton. It's not in that. It's just the mentality of the kids is different than some of the other. I mean, it's not a good or a bad thing. It's just they're physical, they're hard-nosed, they're going to get loose balls, they're going to go on the floor, they're going to scrap, they're going to fight for everything. And then they play a 2-3 zone that's really gritty 2-3 zone. So
what do you mean by that?
So they do it aggressively to where there's almost 4 guys across the foul line. They use their low guys to come up and guard the wings, and their front guys tandem and take the high posts and the top, and they fly around, they rotate well, they cover. They're not like, hey, I'm on top, so this. If they get out of the position, they rotate very well. They're, like I said, they're very well coached, and they do a great job, and they're going to zone us, and they're going to want to slow the pace, and we have to come out and do what we do.
Is the 2-3 zone a Jamie Caudle special, or is that something that's long before him at Watkins?
No, we were different defenses and different things at Watkins. I mean, we did play zone. We played different zones and stuff. It's just you take on, and they haven't always played zone. They've played man, and they've played other things, and so zone's something that with the kids they have is something they've decided that's what they were going to do and hang their hat on it, and that's what they've been doing.
They've been doing it exclusively.
They'll play man. They'll play a little bit of man, but they're probably about 90% zone defense.
But if I'm hearing you, did I hear you right? This is the most physical team that you guys have seen all year?
No. Their style of play is a physical style of play. They're gritty.
Okay.
Loose balls, they're diving. They don't care. They've got a lot of guys who are glue guys that they don't care about anything. They're going to do all the little things, because that's what they do.
So they are the grittiest team.
Yeah, they're probably the grittiest team we've seen this year.
Okay, interesting.
That's what I would say.
Okay, I'm excited. So get back to the fairgrounds, and Thursday night at 6 p.m. I know you guys, last question, promise, unless you like being in that first game, you take care of business, and then you can watch probably Big Walnut, Westerville South?
No, that's who it is. Big Walnut won by about 20-some, and South won by 21.
Who did South beat again
South
tonight?
Beat Mount Vernon, won by 21. Big Walnut beat Canal. They were up 25 or something like that at one point in time, I know. So those are the two teams that will play on the other half of the district final, and hopefully if we can take care of business like we're supposed to, or like we should, then we can go in there, and it's going to be a tough game. You don't want to put no carts before the horses. We want to do what we need to do. But South and Big Walnut will be a great matchup, and hopefully we get a chance to stick around and watch it, and
have a reason to watch it. You can stay regardless.
No, won't be staying regardless.
Well,
it's win or go home at this point.
It is. And I think I would do the same thing. I couldn't watch a team if I'm playing at 8, scouting at 6. I'd much rather take care of my business and then sit out and play. Right. So you're looking over there. You got Van Pelt waiting, and no, I don't know.
We had a couple guys go to Watkins tonight, and they're coming back to talk to us.
Got it. So see you later.
All right.
See you Thursday night. Yep. Congrats, Coach. That is Lawrence Pack staying late, and now going to find out some nuggets on the Warriors. It will be the Warriors and the Warriors on Thursday night. Number 8 Watkins Memorial and number 1 Westerville North. That interview with Coach Lawrence Pack is brought to you by Dr. Chuck Reed and Smile Doctors. Again, 5749 Maxtown Road in Westerville. They are the exclusive sponsor of our interviews with Shan Trusley and Lawrence Pack all season long. Well, we tell you what's upcoming as we put a wrap on the Romeo's Pizza post-game show. Don't forget, use promo code ONL7. You can use that throughout postseason play and get $7 off your purchase, your online purchase of $30 or more. It'll be Watkins Memorial and Westerville North, the 8 and the 1, Thursday night, 6 p.m. We'll go on the air at 5:30 with the North Star Family Dental pregame show. Our plan as of right now, unfortunately, is this is a live audio-only broadcast. We'll have the video. We'll add that component to the audio broadcast as soon as the game is over. We'll have that ready for you to view, hopefully as close to 8 o'clock, maybe 8:30. We'll have that ready for you. If North wins that game, they would play in a regional semifinal next Tuesday night at 6. Again, likely against number 5 Big Walnut, number 7 Westerville South. The Division II regional final looking ahead is March 14th at 2 p.m. and that could be number 2 Licking Heights. It could be number 3 New Albany. It could be number 4 Northland. State tournament Saturday, March 21st at 11 a.m. and the state championship game at the University of Dayton is Sunday, March 22nd, and that game is at 12 noon. So that puts a wrap on Monday Night Hoops presented by Krieger Ford here on the Westerville North Sports Network. We say thanks to both Shan Trusley and Lawrence Pack. Thanks to North Athletic Director Wes Ellifritz, and thanks thanks to the guys that helped bring it to you tonight. Our on-site producer, Ricky Cooper, and our cameraman, Bryce Cooper. A big, big thank you one final time to the guys, our MVPs tonight, the guys that fed us, talking about Drew Jones at City Barbecue, brisket, pulled pork, baked beans, mac and cheese, slaw, sweet tea. They gave it all to us. Maybe you need food for your next big game day event. They've got what they call the City Barbecue Party Platters, and you can stop in and see Drew and his outstanding team. You can also order those online at citybbq.com. And one of the nice things about a City Barbecue Party Pack is there is no advance order needed. You can pick up a permanent digital download of tonight's broadcast. All the details on how you can pick up a copy are on our screen right now. For Shan Trusley, Lawrence Pack, Nate Roman, Desmond O'Canny, Ricky Cooper, Bryce Cooper, and our entire Westerville North Sports Network broadcast team, my name is Rick Cooper, saying so long from here at Westerville North. Monday Night Hoops, presented by Krieger Ford, the number 1 overall seed in this Division II Central District Tournament. Your Warriors, well, they acted like it tonight as they get out of Westerville North with a convincing 91-48 win. We'll talk to you Thursday night from the fairgrounds. Until then, thanks for watching. Have a good night, everybody.